come from lines drawn long before tonight.
They come from different borders, not to coexist, but to collide.
Different worlds, same gravity pulling tight.
For one night, the world steps into the same arena.
Not here to blend, not here to agree.
Legacies carried across oceans. Rivalries forged in different rings.
One night, one square.
Pride written in different languages, but understood the same way. Where lucha meets strong style. Where technical mastery meets raw power. Where champions don't represent brands. They represent where they come from. Because on this night, every match is a statement.
Flags loosen their grip, but not their will.
This is Global Wars. And when the dust settles,
The crowd waits for ending, misreading the sign.
when the flags fall, when the world thinks the story is finished,
Silence isn't peace.
that's when it begins. Because night one isn't the ending. It's the spark.
Victories borrow time, interest is due.
Uprising isn't about introductions. It's about repercussions.
Moments once are now come back to you.
Every alliance will be tested.
Moments once are now come back to you. Bonds stretched thin where they once stood strong.
Every rivalry is intensified.
Must survive.
Every victory from night one comes with a price.
Must survive.
This is where momentum will turn into movement.
Two nights carved into the same ground.
Where unfinished business becomes unavoidable.
First night asked, who arrives prepared?
2 nights, 1 battlefield.
Second night answers, who remains when it's there?
When these worlds collide, nothing will stay the same.
Legacy doesn't travel unchanged.
ROH and MLP present Global Wars.
It sheds what's weak when the pressure rearranges. From conflict to consequence, no disguise. This was never chance. Pressure decides.
St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. By day, a place of learning. Tonight, the School of Hard Knocks, where lessons are brutal, grades are earned in pain, and Global Wars is the final exam. Hello there, I'm Mauro Ranallo along with ROH and AEW announcer, my paisano Ian Riccaboni, and my Canadian compatriot, the maestro of malice, Don Callis, and Ian. ROH and MLP collaborating to present this international supercard.
Well, we have athletes from 8 countries representing 8 promotions with a 14-year history of the Global Wars event with an all-star commentary team, including Don Callis.
No accounting for taste here in Windsor, but I'm so excited because you never know what could benefit the Don Callis family tonight, and I can't wait to find out.
Well, we hope you and your family enjoy tonight's show. The anticipation for this blockbuster weekend has been higher than gasoline prices, and we are cooking with gas. Global Wars begins with a tantalizing tag team match. What does the crowd say?
I don't speak Windsor. I graduated high school.
Hey!
Your opening contest for Global Wars Canada is a tag team match set for one fall, and it will be contested under Ring of Honor rules. Team number 1 at a combined weight of 382 pounds. Adam Priest and Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington.
Up-and-coming tag team, Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, and Adam Priest, a 5-2 record in ROH. They began teaming in September 2025.
Nearly became the tag team champions at Final Battle. A huge test here tonight.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 459 pounds, the team of Ortiz and Eddie Kingston.
Ortiz and Eddie Kingston recently feuded with the grizzled young veterans. Ortiz returning to help Kingston after multiple GYV 2-on-1 attacks. As a tag team, they are 10-3 in AEW, 1-0 in ROH, and, well, a four-time tag team champion. Ortiz is specialized in tag teams. Eddie Kingston used to being a lone wolf, but they are a great team together.
They certainly are. They found a common bond, a common ground. That parking lot fight was brutal, Don, if you recall. But it certainly sent a message, set the tone, and they want the best young tag teams in ROH. They get that here tonight against Priest and Billington. This, fans, is the code of honor for those that may be watching for the first time. Starts each and every ROH bout.
Eddie Kingston, in my experience, has no honor. He's a violent nutcase. He's a sociopath.
Yeah, he wanted nothing to do with that ceremonial handshake, the code of honor. But the crowd here in Windsor behind Eddie Kingston as they tie up. Any style Adam Priest, the 30-year-old, debuted in 2017.
See a collar and elbow here. Priest may go for the eyes, instead grabs the side headlocks. For so long, Morrow, Eddie was the antithesis of what ROH meant. Was not honorable. Instead, helped grab the title from his longest time rival, Claudio Castagnoli, and really became Ring of Honor when he became the world champion in an amazing twist of fate.
Claudio Castagnoli with an AEW and CMLL contract, CMLL heavyweight champion. We have 5 championship matches coming your way tonight at Global Wars as Priest and Ortiz stand off.
You know who's better than Claudio in Mexico?
Who?
Hechicero!
Should have seen that coming.
I'm not going to dispute that.
I love how Eddie Kingston, everyone thinks, well, he's a great brawler. Eddie Kingston is fundamentally sound, as you just saw there.
Yeah, Priest was changing levels, looking for the takedown. Instead, Ortiz with the patented back rake on Priest as Ortiz and Kingston now the tandem suplex.
Well, that dermis rake gets your attention off of the offense.
Cover by Ortiz, crossface, but only a 2 count. Priest has to get out of enemy's territory. Walks right into an arm drag by the veteran Ortiz.
To your point, Morrow, Ortiz, a tag team specialist, was able to keep briefly Priest in the corner. Instead, Billington, though, finding a way to get the tag in.
And Billington, the nephew of the legendary Dynamite Kid, known as Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington. And it's interesting as Billington, big slam on Ortiz, goes for the cover. Lateral press, didn't hook the leg in the kick out. It was the legendary Dynamite Kid in the original Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama, that revolutionized the sport in the 80s as Priest and Billington with the back suplex and the cover by Priest now on Ortiz, but only a 2 count. It's coming full circle later this year. Tommy Billington's going to be facing Tiger Mask 4 in his retirement match.
And I'll tell you, Tommy Billington, Adam Priest, while that match is on the docket, they sure want to get their hands on the swirl. The lethal twist, if you will. We will see all 3 of those gentlemen later. Oh, Jay Lethal turning his back on Billington and Priest.
And Priest with the lightning chop across the chest, but only a 1 count, then stomps on the fingers of Ortiz.
Adam Priest getting nasty, but you don't want to get street with Ortiz, I can tell you that.
Well, Billington going for the lateral press immediately. And Tommy Billington, some incredible genes in that family. I'm sure you'll see the diving headbutts, the snap suplexes, but a counter by Ortiz. Big body slam. And now Ortiz making the tag to Kingston.
And Kingston now in. It is Ortiz setting up. Beautiful.
Flapjack. Oh, and the drop kick from Kingston. Goes for the cover. Oh, but Billington able to kick out.
What I like that Billington did there, the kick out, used his waist, his hips. But Don, Kingston, you said a consummate professional, holding on to that wrist, maintaining control of the wrist there.
Absolutely. You know, again, Eddie Kingston is actually a very accomplished scientific wrestler. Chooses not to do it. Has a horrible temper, has been my experience.
Kingston
I've been in this business 37 years. Eddie Kingston's one of the few guys who actually terrifies me in real life.
Winner of the first AEW Continental Classic in 2023, giving him the Triple Crown ownership of the AEW Continental, Ring of Honor World, and NJPW Strong Openweight titles at the time. So he has a championship pedigree, but now it's Priest putting the forearms to the face of Eddie Kingston.
And what I like about Priest here, ramping up the intensity right to the face there of Kingston, not backing down for a second, Don.
Well, I think with Eddie Kingston, you know, there's really only one way to go. You got to go at him. He's going to get mad either way. So you really got to hit him with everything in the kitchen sink and hope for the best.
Was known as the Mad King. And Priest going to work on the left arm. Side wrist lock, looking for the arm wringer.
And this could take a lot of Eddie Kingston's offense.
Especially on the knife edge chop, of course. With Eddie Kingston, you also will have to be aware of that Udakin, that spinning back fist. But if you work on the arm like that, it's going to save you some pain later. And so smartly done by Priest, driving the shoulder of Kingston into the mat. And that's a 44-year-old shoulder.
I think you really got to pick a body part with Eddie Kingston. And that's what Adam Priest is finally up to.
Double wrist lock here by Priest. Now has Kingston in enemy territory. Tag made, Tommy Billington. And Priest trying to work on Kingston. Kingston valiantly fighting his way out of hostile territory.
And those heavy hands landing, no one home in the enziguri. It's Billington, the waist lock. Priest!
Double team offense. Billington goes for the cover, but Ortiz in to short circuit that pinning attempt, and he now goes and attacks Adam Priest, and they exchange forearms.
Well, Ortiz and Kingston, they've called out the best in Ring of Honor. They want the best up-and-coming teams. They want to put themselves in title contention. They're getting that here tonight.
Hey, Riccaboni, how about the fact that I sent Kazuchika Okada to Ring of Honor and shot the low?
Oh, that was incredible.
Shotgun drop kick, lariat, and all four men in the ring. The crowd showing their appreciation for what has been a hard-hitting tag team match, setting the table for what should be a monumental night here tonight. 5 championships up for grabs.
It's going to be an incredible night, and it reminds me of the deep history, the tradition of tag team wrestling in Ring of Honor. Whether it's the Briscoe brothers, the Young Bucks, you name it. Almost 25 years of history.
This match is being powered by Copper Rose Distillery, and here comes Ortiz. I'm sure he'll be looking for a stiff drink after this matchup, as we've got, Priest sending Ortiz head over heels. There's a half crab, the single leg crab. This could be a submission.
Got it locked in, reminiscent of former ROH World Champion James Gibson. Oh, wait a minute. Look at Billington.
Billington now looking for the crossface. Billington has the crossface. And Priest has the single leg grab.
I don't envy Aubrey Edwards right now, our official. I can't keep trying to hold legal.
Veteran move.
Yes. Big time veteran move by Kingston, and Ortiz able to get out of harm's way, but not for long. There's a small package by Ortiz, but it's Priest rolling the shoulders back down for a 2.
Great presence of mind. Priest back to his feet with a big knife edge there.
Adam Priest now perching Ortiz on the top turnbuckle. Knife edge chop from any style. Adam Priest has Ortiz in a precarious position. Tag was made, I believe, by Billington, who gets dropped to the apron by Kingston.
It was, and Aubrey Edwards registered the tag. Our legal men are Billington and Ortiz.
Ortiz now has Priest in the electric chair. Ortiz going all the way to the top turnbuckle. And it's the avalanche bulldog driving Priest face first into the canvas.
But Morrow, he's not the legal man. Tommy Billington is, who's ascending to the top.
Billington with the double drop kick on Ortiz and Kingston. Billington, there's a snap suplex, the homage to his uncle, the late great Dynamite Kid. Snap suplex again, this time on Kingston. 1 for Ortiz, and the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, is in business.
The adrenaline pumping through every vein in the body of the Dynamite Kid, Don.
Very impressive, this young man, with those suplexes.
Oh, and he's got Ortiz in a bad way, perched up top, Morrow.
Yep, Ortiz now could be on the receiving end of an avalanche superplex, and he was. The tag was made by Kingston, yet Ortiz still felt the wrath of that superplex from the top. Oklahoma roll! Oklahoma roll! And just like that, Kingston and Ortiz pull out the Duke.
The winners of the match, Ortiz and Eddie Kingston.
Kingston and Ortiz said high from the mountaintops they wanted the best young teams in ROH. They just dispatched one of the top contenders for the Pasión Ingobernables World Tag Team titles. Don, let's take a look at this. The Avalanche Bulldog driving the skull. The shotgun dropkick, and then what a roll, what a cradle by Eddie Kingston.
High angle cradle.
Capturing the victory, a lot to celebrate in Windsor here tonight. In what was just our first match, Marl. If this is a sign of things to come, I can't wait to be locked in all night.
This is what happens when you have an open door policy. A plethora of promotions represented here tonight, and Ring of Honor establishing itself already, planting its flag with this tag team match. And there's that code of honor.
The code of honor adhered to 14 years of history of global wars. That history proud and on display here tonight.
What a start to global wars when we were supposed to have MLP Men's Canadian Champion Josh Alexander in action this weekend. Unfortunately, he recently suffered an injury, and earlier today, he provided us with this update.
Last week on Collision at AEW, I suffered an injury. And, you know, in the moments that you suffer injuries, a lot of things go through your head. You don't know how severe it is. I just found out minutes ago how severe this was. I just left my surgeon. I'm going to need surgery this coming Wednesday. I have hurt my knee. There's no timetable for a return set right now. We just have to get through the surgery and see what happens.
Heartbreaking news regarding the MLP Men's Canadian Champion Josh Alexander announcing that he will be having surgery. The question is, what does this mean for the future of the MLP Men's Canadian title?
Yeah, the scepter of that news hanging over this weekend. However, there is a lot to celebrate, including our main event here tonight. We will crown the first ever MLP Canadian Tag Team Champions in our main event. My pick is the team representing ROH and AEW, GOA. But Don, you got some stakes in this game too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited for Gates of Agony. I love Ricochet's my golf partner, so I've got a stake in it.
And let's not forget Kaito Kiyomiya, Bishop Dyer teaming up for the first time. We got to keep our eye on the young lions, Bryce Hansen and Sheldon Jean. But coming up, the first of our 5 championship titles here tonight, Red Velvet defending the ROH Women's TV Championship against Alice Crowley.
For the Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship. Approaching the ring is the challenger. Let's get up Indianapolis, Indiana. She is representing GCW, Big Al Ellis Crowley.
Just 23 years of age, Crowley representing Juggalo Championship Wrestling, the first time that she is wrestling Red Velvet, and she hopes to make it a red letter day. Wow.
Her opponent, wrestling from straight out of your mama's kitchen, she is the Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion, Red Velvet.
Ian Velvet on a 9-match ROH winning streak, including 2 ROH Women's World Television title defenses, 5 proving ground match wins, and coming off a successful title defense against Trish Adora on Honor Club.
Yeah, just last night, Red Velvet defended the World Television title on Honor Club, which is why I think tonight, even though she's vainglorious, even though she's supercilious, Big Al has a huge opportunity in front of her representing JCW. Don, will you give a whoop whoop to our friends over at the Juggalos from the Ring of Bone Zone and Doc Callis?
Are you really asking me that question?
Absolutely, it's a huge title bout.
Someone cut his mic.
Their representative here tonight, Big Al, has the opportunity of a lifetime. And Mauro, we've seen it in all combat sports, coming off of a huge fight where Red Velvet exerted a lot of effort, energy to defeat the great Trish Adora. Big Al's coming in with a depleted Red Velvet on her docket.
And again, facing her for the first time already, Big Al using her strength. There it is again on display against the ROH Women's TV Champion Red Velvet with a quick roll-up.
And look at this, it's the speed.
Cazadora, victory roll! And it could be victory early for Red Velvet.
But that size.
Oh, backslide, shoulders are down. Velvet looking for the early successful title defense, and there's a couple of chops right to the throat.
That Mongolian thrust has slowed Red Velvet down. Don, you gotta like the size advantage, the reach advantage of Big Al here.
Very impressive, and there's been some famous Crowleys from UK history that I'm familiar with. I wonder if she's related in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, big shoulder block there by Crowley. A power-based agitator, not just offense-driven, but she can also be emotionally disruptive. Trying to take Velvet off her game. Instead, Red Velvet lands a leg lariat on Big Al Alice Crowley.
Things are baking right now for Red Velvet. They are cooking in the kitchen, but it is Big Al who takes advantage of the momentum.
Oh, axe kick to the back of Crowley's head by Red Velvet.
Those axe kicks are nasty, Mauro.
Boy, are they ever. And there is Red Velvet. She is eaten early as she goes for the cover. Back press, hooks a leg. Only a 2 count.
Mauro, you mentioned the 9-match winning streak. That all started when Red Velvet defeated Mercedes Moné for the ROH Women's World Television title back at Final Battle. That was the boost of confidence that Red Velvet needed to propel her into this stage of her career.
Yes, in her second reign as ROH Women's TV Champion. She became the second TV champion when she beat Billy Starks at Death Before Dishonor in July 2024. And held that title for 481 days, so she has had plenty of time as a champion and wants to continue her reign here tonight. But Alice Crowley now front face lock, setting her up, snap suplex by Crowley.
I mean, I'm surprised, Riccaboni. She is dominating Red Velvet thus far.
And this is unlike what we've seen out of Red Velvet. I'm wondering if wrestling on short rest has something to do with it, but also tomorrow, your earlier point, Red Velvet has not yet seen Big Al inside the squared circle. There's an element of surprise that we often don't account for in first-time matchups like this.
Yeah, Crowley started at the age of 16, formed an early tag team with Billy Starks while they were both mean girls in high school. And now the champion in a world of trouble here as Red Velvet trying to fight back with some body shots.
2 Olympic boxers in the family of Red Velvet, but Shirley Crowley with the cover. 2. Shirley Crowley watched that bout last night against Trish Adora because Adora honed in on the breadbasket last night of Red Velvet. Crowley doing the same here.
Oh! You hear that echo throughout St. Clair's College. Oh, that time! Red Velvet able to escape, and there, double chop to the chest of Alice Crowley, and now Red Velvet has her in the opposite corner. Mongolian chops by Red Velvet.
Wow. Is this a bit of a canary in the coal mine, though? She normally goes for those body shots there, Mauro. She uses and leans on that Olympic pedigree in her family to deliver that. I think maybe the emotion getting to Red Velvet when going to the open hands. Instead, we'll see here.
Oh, and instead the drop toe hold by Alice Crowley, taking Red Velvet's momentum, using it against her. Crowley looking to become new champion, only a 2 count.
And you see Crowley, I love what Crowley's doing here, Don. The deep breaths, the composure. That's championship composure out of the challenger.
She needs to keep body on Red Velvet.
Oh, fisherman suplex with the bridge, and Red Velvet kicks out at 2.
Red Velvet, you don't want to let her get that athleticism going. How do you do that? You stay on top of her. Don't let her create space.
Now off the ropes. Oh!
Big forearm by Crowley. Crowley now coming off the rope, but Red Velvet meets her with a European uppercut. Snapmare by the ROH Women's TV Champion, And she drops Crowley and does it again.
The fire from Red Velvet has made her so dangerous as challenger and champion. But as the champion, looking for that Casadora.
Oh, yes, the Casadora into the Bulldog. And this could be the beginning of the end for Alice Crowley.
I think you might be right. I said earlier, you don't want to let Red Velvet get going, and that's what's happening right now, it seems.
Uh-oh. ROH fans know what
Full head of steam.
Got it!
And all of her weight on top of Alice Crowley. And that weight is now dead weight. Serving up, standing moonsault by Red Velvet, hooks the leg, and yet Alice Crowley somehow able to kick out at 2. I thought that was the pièce de résistance for Red Velvet.
Notice, Morrow, that she landed that moonsault knees first, which adds a whole level of pain to the move.
That it does.
Created there to close the distance. Look at the challenger go to work with a boot right through the sternum.
Yeah, big boot from Crowley. Crowley now Saito suplex by Crowley, dropping the champion on her head. This could be it. Hooks the leg, and just in the nick of time, Red Velvet able to escape.
And we're going to take a look here at the big kick delivered by the challenger. Look at it, right through the chest, Morrow.
Boy. And now Crowley dragging Red Velvet to the corner. Alice Crowley going to go to the high rent district. But Red Velvet intercedes. And now Red Velvet looking for that modified iconoclasm. And she rolls up the challenger, but only for a 2.
Just 2 there. What I like right now about Red Velvet is the energy is back. The meter is becoming full again. The cover. Whoa.
Oh, but the reversal. Shoulders down for a 2. Wow. Alice Crowley a corner. Oh, discus forearm. Side headlock now into the air raid crash by Crowley.
This could be it.
Back cover, new champion. No. Incredible back and forth matchup for the ROH Women's TV Championship. And it's all brought to you by Ship Nerd, Ship Smarter.
Ship Nerd, Riccaboni should work there.
Oh, look at this, off the ropes. Oh, the lariat blocked, kick block. Back and forth we go.
The forearm wasn't blocked. Here comes Crowley off the ropes. Eats that super kick from Red Velvet.
And here comes the champ. Firing in, crossbody caught.
Oh, wow, there's the strength of Alice Crowley on display, swinging the champion into a slam. Back press, hooks a leg, and the cocky Crowley, that cost her, Don.
Yeah, trying to get herself over here instead of trying to win the match. Winning the match gets you over.
Vainglorious, supercilious, cocksure, all adjectives you can use to describe.
You're stealing Ronaldo's gimmick with these $10 words, Riccaboni.
I've looked up to you for a long time, Mark.
Great to be working with you for the first time, my friend.
Especially with this kind of action, this back and forth. Oh, goodness.
Red Velvet dropping. Oh, there it is. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss by Red Velvet.
Wow.
And she just cooked up a winning recipe.
The winner of this match, and still Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion, Red Velvet.
Red Velvet successfully defending the ROH Women's TV title, make that 10 wins in a row. But let's not discount Alice Crowley, JCW's own. What a valiant challenge. Let's look at that great action.
Absolutely. The Casadora into the Bulldog for the champion. It was Red Velvet nailing the Meteora. This felt like the change of direction, but it was Crowley who delivered the big kick, though. And I have so much respect for both women after this. Red Velvet on short notice, on short rest, defending the title. And Alice Crowley coming within a whisper of an eyelash of becoming the new world television champion.
Her finisher is a chef's kiss. That match was a chef's kiss. And right now we will check in with Sam Laterna.
I'm joined now by Deonna Purrazzo, the ROH Women's Pure Champion, who tonight is going to take on Giselle Shaw. Now, weeks back, you laid out a challenge, and it was our Women's Canadian Champion that answered it. Bet you weren't expecting Shaw to answer that challenge.
When I issued this open challenge, Giselle is the exact type of competitor I hoped would answer it. She can high fly, she can wrestle, she can brawl. I know firsthand how amazing of a champion she is because we've done this all over the world. But the thing is, Giselle has never challenged under pure rules before. In this type of match, every hold counts, every second counts, every rope break counts. And you need to be keeping track of that throughout the match. This is unlike anything Giselle has done before, but this is everything that I've built in Ring of Honor. I'm the first ever Ring of Honor Women's Pure Champion, and tonight that doesn't change. I'm walking in as the champion, and Giselle is walking out fluent in Purrazzo.
Deonna Purrazzo, 11-0 in pure matches, defends her title tonight against MLP Canadian Women's Champion Giselle Shaw. But coming up next, here at Global Wars, an all-star six-man tag team match. Jay Lethal in this world known as the Lethal Twist, taking on Evil Uno, Bhupinder Gujjar, and Psycho Mike.
A trio that's become a staple of Ring of Honor, holding the prize of Bandito's mask with their target set on the most wanted world championship.
And
This is an all-star six-man tag team match. It is set for one fall. Team number one at a combined weight of 592 pounds. They are representing ROH. Vanilla Baby, Blake Christian, Big Shotty, Lee Johnson, Jay Lethal. Together, they are the Lethal Twist.
And they are a perfect 1-0 in trios action with a win over the Superstars on Honor Club.
Yes, indeed, but that impact goes beyond the record, Don. It was Lethal who turned his back on the world champion Bandito to align himself with the Swirl, who had been incredibly successful in Ring of Honor as a tag team. Now looking up to Lethal, one of the greatest ROH World Champions of all time, as their leader. Big test in this all-star six-man here tonight.
Their opponents, first wrestling out of Punjab, India, weighing 230 pounds. He's representing MLP, Bhupinder Gujjar.
St. Clair College graduate Bhupinder Gujjar going to enjoy that hometown advantage.
Wrestling out of the Keep, weighing 229 pounds. He's representing ROH and Dark Order Evil Uno.
The commander of the Dark Order with unwavering control, Evil Uno.
And wrestling out of Waterdown, Ontario, Canada, weighing 225 pounds. He's representing MLP Psycho Mike.
The Baron of the Body Slam, Psycho Mike. Six-man tag team action coming your way here at Global Wars, Don Callis.
I'm super excited because I'll say this, I'm a big Lee Johnson fan. I love the Lethal Twist as well. It's going to be fantastic.
Certainly is, and Psycho Mike is a man I tried to get to know a little bit better before we went on the air. There seemed to be a different narrative going on in Psycho Mike's head compared to what was happening around him. An interesting individual, so to speak. Those eyes, they tell a story in and of itself. And Evil Uno, you mentioned, Mauro, almost like the conductor of the Dark Order. He's become a staple in ROH since ROH Weekly broadcast. Joined Honor Club in 2023. Some incredibly memorable, violent moments. I don't know if we'll see that here tonight, but
How about the physiques on Psycho Mike?
Wow.
Like look at this guy.
Incredible condition.
Really gotten himself in a great shape.
Yeah, physical specimen, knowing the the gravity of an opportunity like this on a card like this where so many promotions are involved. The eyes of the wrestling world are on Windsor, Ontario tonight, and it's Jay Lethal, the veteran, the franchise of ROH against Psycho Mike, and that veteran who has reinvented himself more times than maybe Chris Jericho, starting to, strut his stuff.
Well, the man that headlined Madison Square Garden on the Ring of Honor and two-time former world champion. He has held the world title in Ring of Honor, Don, more days than any other competitor.
He is a fantastic professional wrestler, one of my favorites. Just love watching him.
First Grand Slam ROH champion between the World TV Pure and Tag Team titles. Held them for a combined 2,009 days, and there's the leapfrog by Psycho Mike, the shoulder block, and the bigger Psycho Mike able to take advantage of his size, driving Lethal to the mat.
Physique, not just for show, for function. I'm going to steal a line from our friend John Crook, who said we got to get these guys oiled up, get them in a pose down. They chiseled right now.
And the crowd wanting that devastation. Not just any.
People here in Windsor love him.
Oh, yeah. Not just any.
Him, they should be living behind a fence as well.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong on my Canadian history. Wasn't it here where the Tonga Kid body slammed Big John Studd?
That's your version of Canadian history?
That thing with body slams involved.
And Psycho Mike chasing Jay Lethal, and runs right through the swirl. And Jay Lethal comes off the ropes, full head of steam. And there's Psycho Mike looking for the body slam. The swirl stops it from happening, much to the chagrin of this sold-out crowd.
Greatest body slam I've ever seen. Kyle "By God" Fletcher, the protostar. He knows how to do a body slam, let me tell you. Psycho Mike, close second.
Surprised you didn't take up for your countrymen, I guess, in the Commonwealth, I suppose, right?
So Psycho Mike,
the disappointment radiating.
Looking to,
he was so close.
Yeah, looking for some solace, upset, unable to deliver what the fans paid all of their hard-earned money to see tonight, guys.
You know who I like a lot?
Who?
Blake Christian.
Blake Christian.
I like the fact that he took the measure of Will Ospreay. I'd be happy, by the way, if he just randomly just took him out. Like I don't need to see Will Ospreay on AEW television.
Well, you know what we do need to see is Lee Johnson in here right now against Bhupinder Gujjar, and it's going to be interesting to see how these two square off. Gujjar in the best shape of his career. T. Harris by Gujjar as he is slimmed down, really adding to that speed and agility as he leaps and drives the elbow into Johnson. Johnson with some athleticism. Leapfrog of his own comes off the ropes. Leapfrog by Gujjar. Gujjar drops down. What a drop kick!
And he just did that to a man who has the best drop kick in ROH. The cover here.
The cover and the kick out.
Gujjar really has gotten himself, to Morrow's point, in phenomenal shape. This kid's every bit of 6'4", perfectly proportioned. He's what we call in track and field split high, 36-inch inseam. I was measuring everyone earlier.
Is that right?
Johnson driving Gujjar's head into the turnbuckle, and now here is Blake Christian, Vanilla Baby. Oh, wow, Gujjar landing hard on his neck.
Oh, that was horrifying.
And could happen again. Christian has him in the tree of woe. Evil Uno.
Dump to the outside, the big, holding into place.
Christian, there's that shotgun drop kick from Johnson. Here comes Christian with the tiger feint kick. There's the hesitation drop kick by Johnson. And there's the Orihara moonsault by Blake Christian. The swirl is sizzling.
I'd love to see the swirl retire Evil Uno.
This is part of the attitude that Jay Lethal has brought to the swirl. Perhaps the winning edge.
And this matchup presented by Integrity. No one more integrity than Don Callis,
I was just going to say,
you know who has no integrity? Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega. Scumbag.
You are hung up on the return of Will
Concentrate.
Ospreay in AEW. Oh, look at this. And Lethal, a man who used to have great integrity, a man who was the flag bearer, the standard bearer
Here's the thing about Jay Lethal, guys. He doesn't have any holes in his game. He'll wrestle you any style you want, and he'll win at it.
He has seen it all in his almost 25-year career. Lethal looking for a potential suplex. Reversal by Gujar. Gujar with a knife edge chop on Lethal. Sends him into the corner. Reversal by Lethal. DDT!
Holding on to that wrist, pump handle fundamentally sound, just as Don called it. And Lethal began his career in Ring of Honor as a teenager under the tutelage of Samoa Joe, one of the great Ring of Honor champs in his own right. Lethal not afraid to take on the best up-and-coming talent. In fact, says that's how he stays sharp, Mauro.
Yeah, two-time ROH World Champion, 6-time TNA X Division champion and tag team champion. He's been a champion everywhere he's gone. And together, he and Johnson make a wish at the expense of Bhupinder Gujar.
Gujar wishes he was somewhere else right now, Don, that's for sure.
Lee Johnson, one of the many tremendous wrestlers to come out of the Twin Cities area.
And now Johnson and Christian, known as a swirl. And really looking to stretch that groin of Bhupinder Gujar. And the super kick party by the swirl. Double super kicks, the cover side press. Gujar still able to kick out. The fighting spirit still alive and well in Gujar, despite the lethal twist controlling this match.
You see the lethal twist continuing on the offense here. And now looking for the double super kicks. Christian, lethal.
Evil Uno taking Lethal and Christian out of the matchup, and now Bhupinder Gujar desperately trying to dive for a tag, driven back into enemy territory.
And here comes Christian. And Gujar, Bhupinder. Whoa. Bhupinder.
Oh, Gujar with the big forearm to Jay Lethal, looking for that big diving crossbody. This could be it. Gujar could record one of the biggest wins of his career.
Needs to make a split decision here, though. The calculus between the pin and the tag.
The crowd loving every scintillating second of this six-man tag. Lee Johnson now the legal man. So is Evil Uno.
Evil Uno, the proverbial house of fire.
Wow! Unloading in the corner.
Stinger splashes to both Johnson and Lethal.
I would blow myself up sky high trying this. Look at this guy. This guy is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
It's like
now
Adrian Adonis, right?
Now he looks like me about 6 hours from now.
Adrian Adonis also didn't have the greatest physique and yet could go for days. Amazing athlete.
Great call.
Evil Uno. Oh, corner clothesline on Lethal. Now looking to deliver a bulldog. And he does the bulldog lariat. Evil Uno is a one-man wrecking machine.
A 2-for-1 special on Lethal and Johnson. Golden opportunity to cross the finish line here.
Uno has Johnson set up. Christian, though, now helping his partner. Oh, delivers a kick to the midsection of Uno. Uno meets him with a boot, drops him with a DDT. Oh, Johnson with a kick now. Johnson looking for a DDT maybe. No, instead, Evil Uno drops him into his knee. Shoulder breaker. Goes for the cover. Side press. And Lethal makes the save.
And that might have been it had Jay Lethal not been there to break things up. Psycho Mike. Arm stretched out. Uno looking to make a tag.
Lethal is the legal man.
Uno with the big back elbow there.
Lethal looking for the German suplex, standing switch by Evil Uno, same by Jay Lethal. They're both jockeying for position. Uno eats the elbow. Uno traps that kick.
Oh, wait a minute.
And there's a neck breaker by Evil Uno.
That ref should be fined and suspended.
Why do you say that?
He got himself involved in the physicality of the match.
He's trying to do his job.
The arm outstretched. Desperation rewarded.
Look out.
Psycho Mike is a legal man. Body slam heard around the world. I do believe we're about to enjoy a buffet of body slams courtesy of Psycho Mike.
It's all you can eat, Mauro, as Psycho Mike stacking a double for the lethal twist.
You know what's better than the double is the triple, but now he goes and looking to body slam.
By the way, as a former pro wrestler, I can tell you, this is not easy. 5 body slams, 6 body slams.
Yeah, you're right. Incredible strength.
Yep.
And Psycho Mike steamrolling the competition with these body slams. Christian walks into another one.
And the glass over the eyes. That empty stare. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What?
Delivers Christian to the rest of the lethal twist. And Psycho Mike now proving that he's not just a connoisseur of body slams. I do believe. As the crowd.
Don't do it.
Is he going to take it to the air? Oh, he does! The plunge over the top rope by Psycho Mike.
Call Chubby Checker. Psycho Mike is playing Let's Twist again on the outside, bringing in Jay Lethal. Oh, more. If he hits one more.
Stop talking to the rubes in the crowd and deal with Jay Lethal.
And Lethal lands on his feet, drives Psycho Mike into Evil Uno. Fireman's carry here by Jay Lethal. Oh, but here comes Lee Johnson, the crossbody.
Friendly fire there.
Or Gujar, excuse me, with the crossbody. And there's Christian, and the jumping knee strike by Gujar.
Pandemonium here. Wait a minute, Lethal.
Handspray lethal injection.
But Bhupinder Gujar, not the legal man. Not the legal man.
Jay Lethal with his patented finisher, lethal injection. But as Ian said, he's not the legal man. Guess who is? And a body slam. The veteran Jay Lethal not going to let it happen. Resorting to any tactic necessary, raking the eyes, and now the swirl going to town on Psycho Mike.
Great teamwork.
Oh, Gordon Butler, and the knee.
And big shotty. Christian up.
Fireman's carry, and there's Blake Christian double stomp.
And hail to the king. Cover. That's it.
And lethal twist just crowned. Psycho Mike, Bhupinder Gujar.
Lethal twist.
And their partner, Evil Uno. So an impressive effort and match. Jay Lethal, Lee Johnson, Blake Christian, really coalescing well.
Certainly are. We saw an incredible effort. Gujar, Evil Uno, Psycho Mike at times down. All look like they can end the match for their team. But ultimately, it was the teamwork from the Lethal Twist.
The teamwork and the veteran leadership of one Jay Lethal.
And the Lethal Twist proving formidable here in ROH, especially with Blake Christian eyeing Bandito, the most wanted, holding that mask as a trophy tomorrow. The Lethal Twist on top of the ROH world.
Well, we just saw 3 of ROH's best and more ROH royalty on the way as the ROH Women's Pure Championship will be on the line later tonight.
Deonna Purrazzo, I know exactly who you are. The virtuosa. Technically perfect. One of the best to ever do this. And I respect that. But respect doesn't mean hesitation. We've crossed paths before. You know what I bring.
They come from borders drawn by hands of ambition. Different conditions, philosophies, traditions. Not here for balance or forced coexistence. Collision is the mission, respect and resistance. One night, one square of illuminated space, where oceans in their footsteps meet the temple of fate. Languages differ, but the message stay plain. Pressure translate pride without saying the name.
You build a reputation. I build leverage. And tonight, I add another one. Not because it's easy, but because I'm ready. You're the standard of pure wrestling, but I'm not here to play your game.
World collide, no disguise, every move justified.
I'm here to take your title and walk out with everything. Perfection has a limit, and tonight, you find yours.
Deonna Purrazzo defends the ROH Women's Pure Championship against MLP Women's Canadian Champion Giselle Shaw. Her title is not on the line. And let's take a look now at those ROH Pure rules.
Yeah, Mauro, to simplify it, we take it to Bobby Cruz.
Here are rules for this next match. Each wrestler has 3 rope breaks to stop submission holds and pinfalls. After a wrestler exhausts her rope breaks, submission and pin attempts on or under the ropes by the opponent are considered legal. There are no closed fist punches to the face. Open-handed slaps or chops to the face are permitted. Punches to the rest of the body are allowed, excluding low blows. The first use of a closed fist to the face receives a warning. The second use of a closed fist to the face results in a disqualification.
In many ways, pure matches are like the prototypical MMA organization Pancrase in Japan, similar rules. And there are our special judges tonight. We've got D'Lo Brown, we've got Jimmy Jacobs, and we have from ROH Jonathan Cruz. And so if they are needed, if it goes the distance, they will determine who walks out of here as ROH Women's Pure Champion.
And you never want to let the bout go to the judges, Don. You want to control your destiny, control your fate.
Those judges are all stooges. That's why you don't want them. Maybe not John Cruz.
Maybe
the
not
other two
John
for
Cruz.
sure, though.
This match is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Wrestling Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, wrestling out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. She is the MLP Women's Canadian Champion, Giselle Shaw.
Shaw won a tournament to become the inaugural champion. It was also on an MLP card that she challenged Athena for the ROH Women's Championship. Athena will defend the title here tonight against Taylor Rising.
Here tonight, though, the rules loom large for the Pure Championship, and no one has learned and mastered those rules, particularly on the women's side, quite like the champion.
Her opponent, wrestling out of Hackettstown, New Jersey. She is the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, the Virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo.
Deonna Purrazzo defeated Billy Starks in a tournament final, just like Giselle Shaw did to win her title. She won her title in a tournament final, and then she's now a perfect 11-0 in pure matches. That's domination.
Inevitable, but also not infallible. Deonna Purrazzo has learned to use the rope breaks to her advantage. Don even going so far as to compete in exhibition bouts during the tournament to stay sharp, to learn the rules better than any other star when it was introduced on the women's side.
That's commitment, and that's what it takes to be a champion.
All right, ROH Women's Pure title up for grabs. One fall or submission. And again, remember, only 3 rope breaks allowed. No closed fist to the face. First time is a warning. Second time, disqualification.
And interesting to note, in Ring of Honor, count out disqualification. Pure title can change hands, so you don't want to get yourself in the position.
And by the way, these two know each other well. This is the 17th singles or tag team match between them. The last time they went mano-a-mano, Border City Wrestling here in Windsor. 30th anniversary show, October of 2023. And it took place right here at St. Clair College, with Shaw securing the victory. So, and guess what? They are now deadlocked 2-2 in one-on-one competition. The plot thickens, my friends. Something's got to give here tonight.
Lot on the line. Massive egos on both women here.
Well, Don, I wouldn't say that.
Really, wouldn't you? Don't you need to have a big ego to be successful in the business, in the wrestling ring?
I've been with Ring of Honor for almost 13 years. I don't have a big ego. I'd consider that success. as
You're a wood chick on the business.
Go behind by Shaw. Turns Purrazzo around, drops her to the canvas.
And
Great finding the leg.
13 of those years I've known Deonna Purrazzo. I met Deonna maybe her second professional bout.
Bow and arrow here.
18 years old, has been a student of the game, mastering this mat work style, trained under many different great trainers, but Rip Rogers really helped her find that.
The hustler.
Yeah, the hustler. Oh! That grappling and that kind of missing link, that killer instinct.
Another alum of Stampede Wrestling, Rip Rogers, as Giselle Shaw and the crowd admire her handiwork as Purrazzo definitely a specialist in the graps
I
department.
worked with Rip Rogers, the big Ripperoni himself, in Grand Prix Championship Wrestling out in the Maritimes.
Always a hotbed of professional wrestling in the summer.
I gotta wonder, Mauro, if Deonna is 100%. Last night in a proving ground bout on Ring of Honor on Honor Club. Could be an advantage for Shaw here that might tip things in the balance.
I'll tell you this, you talk about ring generals, and Deonna Purrazzo has forgotten more about pro wrestling than most young wrestlers will ever know. She is really solid.
Yeah, 13-year veteran, barring the arm, and of course known for her Fujiwara armbar submission, or her double armbar submission known as Venus de Milo. But right now trying to solve, Giselle Shaw rolls her up, and they're going for it, going for the Fujiwara armbar, and there's Giselle Shaw's first rope break. So she's she's already taken one rope break. And of course she needed to.
Absolutely, Giselle. We've seen Deonna, the great fighting champion that she is, tap out so many opponents. And Don, you've seen it as well, whether it be AEW or Ring of Honor. When Deonna gets that Fujiwara, that's just a setup for the Venus de Milo. An even more dangerous move, but she's comfortable in either moveset, in either submission.
She transitions very well from move to move. And like you said, first smart thing you've said all night, Riccaboni. She goes from a devastating move to a devastating move. She doesn't play.
And Giselle Shaw now trying to find her way back into the ring, trying to slow down the pace, the mind games at work. She would love to become a double champion. Big kick to the midsection, driving the air out of the ROH Women's Pure Champion. Drives her into the turnbuckle now, back first. Oh, but evasive tactic there by Purrazzo, but still ate the knee.
Look at that, driving Purrazzo down to the mat.
Oh, and a big kick to the face.
Giselle Shaw is very, very tough. Giselle Shaw has excellent strikes, as we just saw. She drifted her in the head.
I think Shaw's going to be successful if she just wrestles her match. I think some of the stars in these pure bouts tomorrow sometimes psych themselves out with the rules. The only difference is you just have to really be judicious with the rope breaks. That's really it. And
try to keep it in the center of the ring as much as possible, but you're right.
Absolutely. But Nigel McGuinness, the perfect example over time on the men's side, where he just wrestled the way he normally did.
Crowd knew Papa Bear, my former NXT broadcast partner, as Giselle Shaw goes for a quick cover on Purrazzo. And there's a top wrist lock now being employed by Shaw, keeping the champion grounded and working on the arm, kind of giving her a dose of her own medicine.
Good look at top wrist lock there. She's got her weight distributed well. Got that arm key locked.
Purrazzo, though, always there to find an opening, finding the midsection here.
Oh, a handful of hair, and that referee warning Shaw. Pure rules do not call for hair pulling.
If you position yourself correctly,
side press,
the referee doesn't see the hair pull. He speculates, but he can't disqualify.
Full mount here by Shaw, ground and pound on Deonna Purrazzo, blocking it with the wing blocks, but still, some of those punches getting through.
And you got to be careful. It looked like the forearm, Mauro. We've seen in the past in Ring of Honor.
Right.
Sometimes you let an errant fist slide in there. That's a warning, which puts you in the danger zone.
Very careful. Good point, because she was definitely trying to land some punches, but hit her with the forearm, as she did there. And the referee has to be very cognizant of this. And Shaw with a full head of steam, European uppercut to Purrazzo, hanging on. Wow, eats another one.
And if I'm the judges right now.
Completes the hat trick. No, Purrazzo well scouted that attempt. And Purrazzo dropping the knee across the arm of Giselle Shaw. Misses with the clothesline, comes off the ropes, and both of them thinking the same thing.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier they know each other well, and we're seeing the result of that right now.
Yeah, the 18th time they have shared a professional wrestling ring. The 5th singles meeting. Again, both have won 2 apiece, and yet the last time they were here, Giselle Shaw had that hanging over the head of the champion.
And I think that clothesline took a lot out of Shaw, because that's the arm Deonna Purrazzo was honed in on. You see Purrazzo's left arm hanging a bit. The high impact to the ground. I think both women's shoulders landed pretty hard.
And this time, Purrazzo able to repeatedly take down Giselle Shaw. Well-placed boot to the midsection, and there's a kick to the face as Shaw was doubled over. Russian leg sweep.
Nice.
And this is where it gets
dangerous. Fujiwara armbar, and Shaw's in the middle of the ring. There's no escape.
No, but the roll-up defense into
quick
offense.
crucifix roll-up there, beautifully done by Shaw.
And here we go, Deonna back to the wrist, holding on, delivering the clothesline, and Shaw's just got to stay off the mat
by Purrazzo! And Shaw able to lift that left shoulder in the nick of time.
If I'm Giselle Shaw, I want to step out of bounds here and kind of reset things, because now Deonna has all the momentum, and that's dangerous.
Good point. As Shaw is in, I mean, this is about ring generalship, and Purrazzo has her right where she needs her in the center of the ring.
And the tension gets so high, I think that psychs out a lot of stars when they enter these title bouts in the pure division. You can cut the tension with a knife, the crowd watching attentively, ramping up.
Oh, and there's Shaw delivering uppercut to the arm, and now looking for the magistral. Nope. Armbar roll through by Purrazzo, step over by Shaw, looking for her own Fujiwara armbar.
This is where having representation on the outside can help you to slow down the pace of an opponent. If one of these ladies had a manager out there, they'd be able to slow the whole thing down for them.
Anyone you have in mind?
No.
That's good.
Sounded like
I only manage tall, handsome young men. You haven't heard?
It seems to be
I thought
the case.
there'd be a little more. Isn't there more room in the Don Callis family? You don't have too many members. Big kick by Giselle Shaw.
Especially with great athletes like we're seeing in the ring.
And now, twisting, swinging neck breaker. Cover. This could be it. Giselle Shaw on her way. No.
And interesting to note, Deonna did not go for the ropes there.
There it is. Fujiwara armbar. And you're right, Purrazzo yet to use a rope break. Her title reign is in jeopardy.
She's got that sunken
hyperextending the arm.
Yeah, and making a decision here. Close enough to make a play. Does she go to the ropes? Deonna does.
She's trying to be Rowdy Ronda Rousey. She was all elite recently.
Yes, she was.
Looking forward to calling her fight against Gina Carano May 16 in Los Angeles. Hope to see you guys there, as we've got a tremendous championship match here between Deonna Purrazzo and Giselle Shaw.
That sounds like a personal invitation from you.
Right.
Means you're paying.
Into the clutch here.
Giselle Shaw here has really taken control of this match.
Back elbows from Purrazzo. Another back elbow.
And holding onto the wrist.
Yup.
Oh, they both have each other's wrists. Oh.
Neither willing to budge. Forearm from Shaw, again avoiding that closed fist. No closed fist. Oh, and another forearm from Purrazzo.
Stiff forearm there by Deonna.
And it's just tit for tat here, as neither champion or challenger really fully able to establish a sustained attack. A war of attrition unfolding.
And Giselle had the advantage with the reach. Deonna maybe with the strength. That downward force from Giselle is her friend right now, while Deonna's raw aggression's powering through these forearms.
The difference here is Deonna's elbows are going to the chin and not to the neck.
And Purrazzo's power bar again at full strength. Oh, there it is! Shock and awe! Shock and awe! And could this be a shocking victory for Shaw? Oh my God! So close!
Great transition by Giselle Shaw.
And boy,
take a look at the replay here.
Here it is, shock and awe. And almost a pinfall as Giselle Shaw beginning to show some signs of frustration. She knows that was a glorious opportunity, and so is this. Another quick 2 count. Matchbook cover! And this matchup is Purrazzo looking for the finish. Fujiwara armbar presented by Breath Consulting Inc. And maybe, like Don Callis said, Maybe Giselle Shaw needs to consult with somebody right now.
Certainly does. Trying to army crawl almost to the ropes, but Deonna, no, she grabs the second arm. It's the Venus de Milo.
That could be the Venus de Milo. And there is it, the second rope break.
That is rope break number 2 used by Giselle Shaw.
One more left for Giselle Shaw. Deonna Purrazzo still has 3.
Now, if I'm Deonna, I'm going for this again to try to force that rope break or submission.
Amen. And now she drags her to the center of the ring.
Likes this snap pile driver.
Yup, standing head scissors, but there's a nair. The jackknife covered by Shaw. Purrazzo kicks out. Purrazzo with a boot to the midsection.
Looking for it again, maybe the Gotch style.
There it is. No, instead of a pile driver, just driving Shaw's head into the canvas. Back press, hooks the leg, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it for Giselle Shaw.
That is the 3rd and final rope break for Giselle Shaw.
We're in the danger zone now, folks.
Boy, are we ever. And you, Don, what do you think? Obviously needed to go for that rope break in that instance again in the midst of a punishing submission hold.
It's really a Faustian choice at that point, is it not?
Faustian, I like that. The Faustian bargain. And Deonna Purrazzo putting the boots to the challenger, knowing full well that in order for Giselle Shaw to survive, she needs to turn the tables. Here it is, full fireman's carry. Shaw able to land on her feet, drives Purrazzo into the ropes. Purrazzo nails her in the head with a big boot.
And Purrazzo!
But then the super kick from Giselle Shaw. Shaw now fireman's carry. Michinoku driver.
Gotta lean back. She needed to lean back there.
And there she is leaning back. Like the Terror Squad, she's leaning back with the Fujiwara armbar. Never thought I'd make a Fat Joe reference on the show. Now maybe Purrazzo. Purrazzo has to. And that's the first rope break for the champion.
That is rope break number 2 used by Deonna Purrazzo.
That is 2. If you recall earlier,
obviously I didn't.
No, this match has been so tense.
Yes.
The crowd. Look at this. The way the crowd is watching this bout.
Amen. Firmly focused. So one more rope break left for Purrazzo, not for Shaw. Shaw looking for the denouement. Her finisher, roll up by Purrazzo for a 2 count.
But grabbing the wrist. Purrazzo holding through. Giselle trying to roll out. Again looking for it. No.
Looking for Shaw getting on. Now again looking for that Fujiwara armbar. Center of the ring. This is it.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Giselle.
But the hip is sliding out. The hip sliding out.
Roll up, shoulders down.
What a great counter by Giselle Shaw.
Great presence of mind.
Trying
and
to
now
lock the hands.
Yeah, trying to break the grip, and now the Fujiwara armbar.
Can Giselle do it again? Can she pull a rabbit out of her hat?
Referee not looking. She should bite the fingers.
Shaw turning the tables.
Wait a minute. Purrazzo.
Remember, Shaw has no rope breaks left. She can hold on the rope. It doesn't matter.
But that gave Purrazzo the chance to grab the second arm.
And it's going to be a version. Here it is, a Venus de Milo. No way to go from Giselle Shaw.
No. Somebody stop it.
Giselle holding on. Giselle holding on. No.
It's over. Deonna Purrazzo, a perfect 12-0 now in pure matches as she continues to reign supreme as ROH Women's Pure Champion.
By submission and still Ring of Honor Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, Deonna Purrazzo.
And breaks the deadlock, winning the rubber match between these two superstars, avenging the loss to Shaw the last time they competed here at St. Clair's College.
We're going to take a look back. The double clothesline, an interesting moment of the match. The anarchist suplex gave Shaw the advantage. It was this right here. More than I thought Giselle had it in the bag. But a series of gator rolls, counters into almost an STF with the Fujiwara. Instead, Giselle, maybe a miscalculation. It was Deonna able to pry the hand into the Venus de Milo. And Don, I don't think we've ever seen anybody get out of the Venus de Milo.
Classic match of human chess.
And the fans are on their feet, Mar. They are standing ringside. What an incredible bout. The first time the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship defended at Global Wars, defended here in Windsor. And incredible. Just incredible.
The virtuoso with another virtuoso performance. Deonna Purrazzo reigns as ROH Women's Pure Champion.
Champions Grail.
The Seek and Destroy goes for the cover. And it It's over! Unbelievable!
Here is the
Unbelievable!
winner and the inaugural holder of the Champions Grail, Rohan Raja!
This isn't just a title, it's lineage, it's legacy. It's everything they say you are, or everything you're not. I've stood in this spot before. One shot, one moment, and I came up short.
Maple Leaf Gardens, they're rallying behind Grayson. Oh, the pop-up power bomb! And it's over. NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
I remember that feeling, not the loss, the silence after, when you realize you were close, but not close enough. It follows you, it eats at you, until you decide you're never feeling that again. Rohan Raja, you've held that title since the day it was reborn. You call yourself the champion. Good. Because I'm not walking in here for an opportunity. I'm walking in here for redemption. This isn't about proving I belong. You've built a ring. I'm here to end it. Not tomorrow, not eventually, tonight. And this time, I won't miss.
Rohan Raja defending the Champions Grail against Stu Grayson, who is making his way to the ring, falling just short in his quest to become NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, looking to become Champions Grail holder here tonight.
This match is set for one fall, and it is for the PWA Champions Grail. Introducing first the challenger, wrestling out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, weighing 210 pounds. He is the most complete wrestler in the world, Stu Grayson.
Grayson in his first match ever against Rohan Raja. He blends brute force power with breathtaking aerial precision. One of those rare athletes who can suplex you into next week and soar like it's second nature.
Trying to eviscerate the ghosts of championship opportunities missed in the past. Stepping up to the king here tonight.
His opponent, accompanied by Aurora Tebbets, wrestling out of Crowley, West Suffolk, England, weighing 229 pounds. He is the holder of the PWA Champions Grail, Rohan Raja.
Raja escorted to the ring with his queen, MLP vet Aurora Tebbets, the inaugural holder of the PWA Champions Grail, beat Jake Something to win it in October 2024, and he successfully defended the title against the last ECW champion, Rhino, three-time TNA champion, Moose, and two-time TNA champ, Rich Swan, who of course will square off against AEW's Ricochet in what could be one of the matches of the year later tonight at Global Wars. But hey, no pressure, guys.
No, none at all. And here tonight, I don't even know if the pressure's on Stu Grayson, because I think about it like this, Morrow. Some of the greatest teams in sports history as a Phillies fan. I'm centered around the 1980 Phillies. The failures leading up to that championship made it even sweeter. The 83 Sixers, who failed 3 times with Dr. J before Moses took them to the promised land. Even the beloved Toronto Blue Jays, who came up short in 87 before they found glory in 92 and 93. Sometimes the taste of failure makes the taste of victory even sweeter. Tonight, Stu Grayson, he has to let that motivate him instead of cloud his judgment and cloud his mind in this huge opportunity for the Champions Grail.
Oh, and immediately Grayson with the element of surprise, going for the quick pin. And a 2 count for Stu Grayson. Raja's last title defense came in January of this year against Fred Rosser, and Grayson with a tope suicida through the ropes. And Grayson has graced us with his presence in an aggressive way.
Well, we take a look at the replay here, how he started things off. Grayson putting things on his own terms with that Buseku knee, getting a 2 9/10. That was close.
And it's all Stu Grayson to begin this Champions Grail matchup.
And Grayson unloads with the right.
Grayson uncorking those vicious right hands, rolls Raja back into the ring. Raja discombobulated. Kick caught by Grayson. Spinning Raja around and again pops him in the face.
And Grayson is wrestling this match on his terms right now, Morrow, dictating the pace.
Irish whip, telegraphed the back body drop. My goodness, a standing hurricane rana by Grayson, pulling out all the stops early.
As the kids say, Grayson is locked in right now. He's got an answer for everything.
Fireman's carry by Grayson. Maybe looking for his nightfall. Oh, big forearm from Raja. Comes off the rope. And a beautifully executed drop kick by Stu Grayson. Grayson schooling Raja early in this Champions Grail title defense. Sweeps the legs and sweeps Raja off the apron.
It has been all Grayson. Look at
Senton-atomic out of the outside. Incredible display of agility, athleticism, and strength. And Aurora Tevis shocked by what she's seen.
I'm not advocating for cheating, but I mean, you got to change the pace, the tenor of this match. Oh!
Big kick by Stu Grayson, systematically dismantling Raja so far. And just not allowing Raja to get on track.
It's almost like he was handed the questions to the test before it was administered. Oh, goodness.
Knife edge chop by Grayson. And Raja trying to find a way to get back into this matchup. Started first tip up by Raja. Grayson, drop. The big back suplex by Stu Grayson, known for his array of suplexes.
He can catch you at any time from anywhere. That strong core, able to sink that center of gravity. Now looking to go to the top.
Rohan Raja's title in jeopardy. Oh, but Raja up to the top. The second rope in the corner.
And it's Raja.
Oh, Raja able to take Grayson off the top. In fact, Grayson's face hit that top turnbuckle on the way down.
Don, it seemed like there was 3 impacts here. You see Raja with the kick, the turnbuckle, and then the apron.
3 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
Stu Grayson, a great young French-Canadian athlete.
And he's off to a auspicious start here in his quest to become Champions Grail holder. Raja now stalking Grayson, clubbing forearms to the back. Not enough to keep Grayson grounded, and Grayson unloads another right hand, make it the hat trick for Grayson, and there's a leaping forearm by Raja. Oh, looking for that ripcord forearm, and there's the backstabber by Raja. Goes for the cover, hooks the leg. Only a 1 count.
I'm a big fan of Raja because he passes the airport test. What do I mean by that? You look at him anywhere, outside a ring, in a mall, in an airport. He's a star, brother.
You and tall, hunky wrestlers, Don. What is it about him?
I know money when I see it.
Raja definitely looks the part, and of course that belt always means bigger paydays as he drops Grayson with a boot.
As we see Raja, and Morrow, right now, the only mistake Stu Grayson made was going up to the top. Unfortunately, that's been
high risk, high reward.
Yeah, that's been the biggest mistake of the match thus far.
Grayson fighting out of the corner with a knife edge chop. Repeats the attack. Goes to the sternum again. There's a boot to the midsection, and now Raja driving Grayson face first into that middle turnbuckle, and now just putting all the pressure on his trachea, his throat.
No wasted motion. Very simple, quick move. Did a lot of devastation there.
And the composure is what I'm impressed with the most. Grayson came out.
Oh, back first off the Irish whip, and the impact sent Grayson crashing to the canvas.
It's the way that Raja took the offense from Grayson and was able to compose himself and get this match back on his terms, Don.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Raja is a cool customer, gentlemen.
High octane, high impact battle for the Champions Grail, and now it's more on Raja's terms. And this Champions Grail title defense being presented by St. Clair College alumni, one of which was Bhupinder Gujjar, who we saw in action here tonight at Global Wars. And now Raja just stalking. Grayson has him in the corner, and now more to his liking. Again, third time. Oh no, this time Grayson explodes out of the corner with the lariat.
Sometimes you have to break the rules of engagement, and that is what Grayson did, turning the tide with a huge clothesline high upon the chest plate of Raja.
And now Grayson using the ropes to get back up to a vertical base. Oh, back elbow to the face of the champion. Oh, step up enziguri there by Grayson. Cleaning the clock of Raja. Raja pushes the referee towards Grayson. And the opportunistic champion. Did you see that? The back of Grayson's head hit the top turnbuckle. And that's a Superman type punch from Raja. Hooks the leg. 2.5 count.
Grayson is in serious, serious trouble right now.
Grayson looking for that proverbial second wind.
There must be something he's looking for at that top rope, Morrow.
Yes.
It's the second time he's given up himself.
He wants an emphatic victory, and sometimes you got to keep it simple. Ace the fundamentals, especially with so much at stake like the Champions Grail. Rohan Raja's had the title for over 500 days, undefeated around the world.
This is a mistake here. You don't play with a guy like Stu Grayson.
Wow. Just absorbing the forearms.
Tag teams back again, by the way. Whoop, there it is. We will crown the inaugural MLP Tag Team Champions in the main event. But now Stu Grayson looking to become a champion on home soil. Big uppercut, European style. Nip up, and the Pele kick by Grayson wipes out the Champions Grail holder, Rohan Raja.
You don't need to take 95 south to get that far down on the mat. Beautiful kick, stunning Raja.
And Grayson knows victory. He knows that championship is in his sights.
There's a reason Raja's held this title for 500 days, though, gentlemen.
Been the epitome of resiliency. Oh, wow, eating some stiff shots from Grayson, but delivering one of his own.
Stu Grayson is a great striker. Not a good striker, a great striker. So that's a mistake by Raja.
Reminiscent of Don Pride, Yoshihiro Takayama back in the Pride days. And Pride always on display in the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling ring. And again, both of them trying to drop the other with these lariats.
Seeing some major humors here.
And it's Stu Grayson with all the momentum. Irish whip, no, reversal by Raja again. Just strafing him with that forearm smash.
Looking for the Irish whip here. It's Grayson holding on, bringing it close.
Overhead belly-to-belly suplex with the release. And Stu Grayson wanting to take Raja to Stuplex City. He told me to say that, by the way. Here's another one overhead. Belly-to-belly suplex. So when Grayson is in suplex mode, watch out. And the crowd, without missing a beat, make it 3. Oh, this time Raja trying to block it. No! And Grayson completes the trifecta of overhead belly-to-belly suplexes.
Very impressive there. Stu Grayson's a veteran. He's been in these spots before, and he knows what to do.
Grayson giving Raja some space here. I would close the gap. I'd close the distance here.
The crowd wants to see it one more time, but this time Raja trying to block it. And beautifully done by Stu Grayson. And now the look but the knees right into the guts of Grayson. Raja, you're knocking into the flatliner. Wow, that was a great move by Grayson.
Should have gone for the pin in my view.
And again goes for the Cabron and does it this time. Covers. We could have a new champion. Referee only counts 2. Wow, Raja. He's showing the championship mettle, that intestinal fortitude that you need to be the champion's Grail holder.
And Stu Grayson showing that emotional and physical explosiveness, Don, that he needs. But how many bursts does he have left? That's the question I have for Grayson.
The longer this match goes, the more it is in the champion's favor, in my view.
We shall see as Grayson stalking the champion right now.
Grayson trying to take Raja into the center of the ring. Raja holding on for dear life. Clubbing forearm to the back by Grayson. And Raja able to land on his nose. Thought he was going to land on his feet. Grayson ducks under the clothesline. And there it is.
That's it.
Swinging sidewalk slam, and it's only good for a 2.
But holds on. He holds on.
He's going for the submission.
Has it. The ring locked in.
The starvation effect, also known as the rings of Saturn. But hey, Grayson turning the table, shoulders are down for a 2.
And what a story it would be if Grayson.
This is the power bomb that cost Grayson the NWA World's Heavyweight title. He almost became champion. It shows that Grayson is a student of the game. He lost with the pop-up powerbomb to Tom Latimer, was trying to win a title here tonight against Raja with the same move.
And almost erased the history, those ghosts that live in the closet of Stu Grayson with one shot. Will we see what Grayson was going for as Raja is perched up? This time Grayson in control as he ascends the ropes.
And he goes all the way to the top rope. Are we going to see a superplex? We are going to see a superplex with authority.
He popped right up. He's feeling it tonight and got the crowd behind him.
Stu Grayson on the cusp of becoming the 2nd champion's Grail holder, and the crowd at St. Clair's College is feeling it.
Stu's got to stay on him here. He's got to look for that big last shot, that knee exposed here.
Raja struggling. Small package by Raja. And the champion playing a little possum.
The winner of this match
ring IQ.
is still the holder of the PWA Champions Grail, Raja.
Don, you have to appreciate his form of victory, using everything at his disposal, including his head.
It looked like Stu Grayson tripped on the mat, and he was able to catch him in a great wrestling move.
That Kusekuni, Don, you and I both saw it. As we take a look at the great highlights here, it was back and forth. Grayson controlled the first maybe 60% of this bout. Beautiful superplex back to their feet. Now take a look. I don't know if you caught this, Morrow. On the outside,
yes.
The trip.
From Aurora Tevis.
He tried to kick Aurora.
Oh, come on.
Rohan Raja by hook or by crook retains the champion's Grail, much to the consternation of Stu Grayson. All right, let's check in once again with Sam Laterna.
I'm joined now by Ricochet, who tonight is going to be taking on Rich Swan. Now, Ricochet, you and Swan have a shared history, and many think that you guys defined a whole generation of high-flying wrestling. But what do you think gives you the edge in tonight's matchup?
What gives me the edge is I got that dog in me. And what gives me the edge is that I am a winner and I am not a loser. And that's exactly what Rich Swan will be tonight, is a loser. And you're absolutely right. Swan and I were part of an elite group of people to define what high-flying, cruiserweight, lucha libre style is. But tonight, Swan's going to figure out that I have leveled up. He's going to figure out what everybody already knows, is that I am Ricochet and I am simply out of this world. And tonight, Swan goes down.
Can't wait for that matchup, Ricochet against Rich Swan. We are set now for a six-pack scramble.
This is a six-pack scramble match. Set for one fall. Participant number one, wrestling out of Victoria, British Columbia, weighing 224 pounds. He's representing MLP, Michael Allen Richard Clark.
The longest name in pro wrestling and almost as long as his ring entrance.
I was going to say, does he always have this many names? What's going on
I
here?
was going to call him Mark, but I call everyone that.
Oh, he's got the microphone. Let the man speak.
Talk about controlling the ring. Stu Grayson did it. Michael Allen, Richard Clark doing the same.
You know, ever since I came to Maple Leaf, this is it right here. I've been getting nothing but disrespect, and it's kind of ironic. The worst place. The worst place is this dump of a city in Windsor. And you're showing disrespect to a man who's in the Hall of Fame. That's right. Yeah, I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm in the Canadian Push-Up Hall of Fame. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Well, he may not be done, but Michael Oku is ready.
Participant number two, wrestling out of London, England, weighing 176 pounds. He's representing Rev Pro, Michael Oku.
Master of the half crab, Michael Oku. This is his fourth Global Wars branded event. World traveled with multiple trips to Canada and CMLL in Mexico. CMLL, the oldest professional wrestling promotion on the planet. I know, enjoying a nice partnership with both MLP and AEW.
Absolutely, and Michael Oku recently successful defeating Rocky Romero in Global Wars London, which is a big win for Mr. Oku. As we take it back to Bobby Cruz for a big ROH return.
Participant number three is wrestling out of Dayton, Ohio, weighing 195 pounds. He's representing Wrestling Revolver, Jake Christ.
The engine of mayhem, Jake Christ, started his career while still in high school at the age of 17. Started making Ring of Honor appearances 20 years ago. Wow. Former TNA and tag team champion.
And I think maybe the dark horse in this match, maybe the secret weapon, a man who has the experience edge against his fellow competitors.
Participant number four is wrestling out of Narita, Tokyo, Japan, weighing 176 pounds. He's representing DDT, Daisuke Sasaki.
Daisuke Sasaki representing Dramatic Dream Team of Japan, founded in 1997.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sasaki, the current DDT Universal Champion in his third reign and the leader of Damnation TA.
Participant number five is wrestling out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 172 pounds. He's representing MLP, Brent Banks.
We've recently seen Banks coalesce with Sheldon Jean and Bryce Hanson, who will be in our main event. The three young up-and-comers looking to make their mark in MLP. Banks recently broke bad like Heisenberg.
Participant number six, wrestling out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing 210 pounds. He's representing AEW and the Bang Bang Gang, Ace Austin.
The inevitable Ace Austin, 5-0 ROH record since making his debut with a win over Lee Johnson in December at Final Battle, a three-time World Tag Team Champion, a 10-year veteran, And as we just heard, a member of the Bang Bang gang since September, former ties with Juice Robinson and Jay White as the former Bullet Club members in New Japan.
An incredible athlete. I call him Quadzilla. This man, exceptional athlete, poise, balance, strength, power. Maybe one of the most complete athletes. And Don, I saw you clapping. You seem to have a type here.
Listen, I've worked with him in the past. I always liked him. This kid showed all the promise in the world at 20 years old when I first met him, and now part of All Elite Wrestling, top of the mountain.
Kind of match where a play-by-play announcer should ask for hazard pay. The six-pack scramble rules, no count-out, no disqualification. All 6 men at in play all times, and yeah, pinfall or submission. Let's see what happens here.
We have a number of high flyers here. Get your air traffic controllers ready. It is Oku in here with Banks right now.
Yeah, Brent Money Banks showcasing a new demeanor, a new attitude in MLB, and Oku, former Rep Pro champion, gets rolled up for a 2.
And that's a title that's been held by Will Ospreay, much to the chagrin of Don Callis. Oh, look at this.
Oh, the aerial assassin in there. Speaking of aerial assassins, Oku with a dynamic drop kick following the De Harris.
Hell of a drop kick. Jim Brunzell level drop kick.
And the master of the half crab looking for the early submission. Oku looking to win this 6-pack scramble immediately. Daisuke Sasaki has other plans.
Ooh, going to the eyes here. It's Daisuke.
Daisuke very tight with Konosuke Takeshita. Back when I was training Takeshita, this young man was always around the gym with us.
Here he goes for that crossface, known for the crossface, and Oku able to break out. Sasaki comes off the spear on Oku, and that could be it for Charisma Unchained. Daisuke Sasaki.
Ooh. Look at Jay Christ, though. Again, he's my pick. He's the wild card here.
Educated feet by Jay Christ, and Christ, there's a diving forearm. Christ looking for the cover, and immediately comes Clark looking to break it up, and Clark drop down, comes off the rope, leapfrog. And Michael Allen Richard Clark with that diving back elbow.
Jake Christ, a very dangerous man.
Dropped.
Also out of his mind. You want to know how I know? He lives in Dayton.
He's dropped. There's a Oklahoma roll to cover here by Ace Austin.
And Ace Austin just 24 hours.
Shotgun drop kick.
Yeah. 24 hours from now, we'll take on Tommaso Ciampa, AEW Collision. A lot on his mind, but he's used to this chaos. Maybe looking for some revenge. Stepping back to the Battle Royal that they were in. Look at this.
On the Irish whip, and Austin landing on his feet on the apron, blocks that Clark shot, hits him with the forearm. Now on the apron, cartwheel escape, and the big thrust kick to the face of Brent Money Banks. But you know who's the money man right now? It's Ace Austin.
Ace just split aces, got a double blackjack. Until Michael Allen Richard. Does he always have the names?
Wrecking ball drop kick by Clark, and Clark looking to skin that cat back into the ring, and Pescado by Clark wiping out Austin.
And the last man standing. 4 names, 4 men down, but watch out.
Sasaki, there's a shotgun drop kick to the back, driving Clark out of the ring. Sasaki with a full head of steam. Tope Suicida, Mamma Mia!
You really cannot get cocky and have your attention diverted when there's 6 people out there.
And Michael Oku, Rev Pro fans know what's coming. ROH fans know what's coming.
He's revving up the crowd.
Gonna get a little taste of OEO.
And meantime, Jay Christ takes out the rest of the contingent.
Gonna see a little killer Oku instead.
Killing his vibe there.
Yeah.
Oku with the forearm on Chris. They're now standing on the apron again. No countouts, no disqualification in this 6-pack scramble where everyone wants to put their best foot forward. And Chris in control now. Oh, no, not on the apron. What's he? Pile driver on the apron. No.
And Oku
now has him in a fireman's carry on the apron. Chris trying to fight out.
This is dangerous.
Man, they are in a precarious position. And Brent Banks wipes them both out.
Great opportunistic move by young Brent Banks.
And Banks now full head of steam.
Whoa.
Avoids that attack from Austin. Austin now comes off the ropes. Leapfrog by Banks. Backflip lands on his feet. Drop kick by Brent Banks. He is money.
The one-man dynasty
And speaking of money, this matchup brought to you by WFCU Credit Union, where you belong. And Brent Banks wants to prove he belongs in the upper echelon. He's going all the way to the top turnbuckle, but in comes Sasaki. Sasaki there crotches Banks on the top turnbuckle.
And the element of veteran presence, for Chris and Sasaki, who are going at it now. Ace Austin. Look at this, charging in, it's Ace Austin.
Ace Austin now, Chris on the top turnbuckle. Sasaki doubled over. Fireman's carry by Austin.
Oh, look at all the strength of Austin.
Stacking. He's going to do a double fireman's carry. Look at the strength indeed of Ace Austin. Has Chris and Sasaki on his shoulders.
He's taking it down to the basement with a
Quadzilla style. Oh, what a drop kick from Clark.
Gonna have to call Junior Walker soon with all these shotguns, Morrows.
And I was just out of breath trying to say Michael Allen Richard Clark. I'm just going to call him Clark. Oh, double axe handle there to the back. And the push-up Hall of Famer showing off his style.
Is that a real thing? I found that on the internet. You can't
if you heard it, read it on the internet, it must be true. Oh, that's as true as it gets from Oku, and then Sasaki with a kick of his own.
Yeah, Sasaki's looking very, very good in this match so far.
So is Austin. And Zagiri there by Austin.
And what a matchup Banks and Austin has been in this six-pack.
Oh, shoe shine from Banks. There's a left hand that drops Austin. Oh, wow. Busako knee there by Clark.
Back up to his feet is Jake Chris, though. Chris now.
Chris with a spinning heel kick blocked by Clark.
And
still stunned him.
Yeah, Chris back up.
Power slam by Clark, cover. Hooks a leg, and Sasaki short circuits the attempt. And he has a double underhooks. And there's a pedigree by Sasaki. Super kick partially blocked by Clark. And Sasaki and Fuego.
Very, very impressive right now.
Oh, tilt-a-whirl into the crossface. This very well could be it. Sasaki looking for the win. Uh-oh, Ace Austin now, the death lock.
And this is a Muda lock.
A Muda lock here by Austin.
Wow.
And Oku with a double stomp. Ingenious.
Problem is you leave
innovation.
yourself exposed, Morrow.
Yes.
And that's what can happen in these 6 ways.
And Oka looking to take advantage of the opportunity. Fan favorite here in Windsor.
And going after maybe the biggest legs in the match, trying to set up that half Boston Crab on Ace Austin.
Austin ducks under. And what a clothesline there by Austin. Blocks the shot from Sasaki. Sasaki doubled over, eats a knee, and there, Russian leg sweep by Ace Austin. Oku now. Oh, and there's a backdrop driver right onto Sasaki. And the leaping leg drop, it's all Ace Austin.
Danger from the Bang Bang Gang's Ace Austin. Into the corner, back elbow.
Alacrity on Austin's part. Banks, twisting the tornillo. Dive there by Banks. Now has him. Michinoku driver by Banks. Oku with the crucifix. Roll up by Oku. Incredible action here. Inverted. Oku lands on his feet. Drives Banks to the ropes. And a knee to the head of Banks by Oku. Here comes a moonsault from the top rope.
Oku is so smooth.
Fosbury flop by Oku.
Killer Oku. Unbelievable, Morrow. The athleticism.
Incredible stuff here. Michael Oku.
And he's not done.
No, firing on all cylinders. Crowd firmly behind the British star as he's on the top turnbuckle. Looking for that 6-star frog splash. Rolls through. Chris now has him in a fireman carry. Death Valley driver there by Chris. Looking for that sliced bread. Shiranui by Chris. Oh no, key crusher. Wow, this could be it. Chris with a 2 count. Oh my, Chris pulling out every move in his arsenal.
I would have bet everything in Riccaboni's pocket that he had.
I thought that key crusher was the final nail in the coffin.
The finishing move of the first ROH World Champion. But it's Jake Chris. Oh, goodness.
And he gets crushed on the top turnbuckle by Banks. Still very much anybody's match. A six-pack scramble here at MLP Global Wars. And Michael, Alan Richard Clark now injects himself back into the fray. Misses with the axe bomber. Thunder bomb by Brent Banks. That blue thunder bomb could be what sets up the 1, 2, 3, but instead, I don't know if I agree with this. Banks had the opportunity.
He had the check cashed. The money was deposited.
He wants to go viral.
Oh, and that's not so. You don't want to be the main character of the internet on some days. Oh, wait a minute.
Both Chris and Banks are on the top turnbuckle. Clark lying in a supine position. Oh! It's Chris that takes advantage. Oh, 2.5 count.
And it's
Oku, 6-star frog splash by Oku. He gets the cover. Michael Oku with a tremendous win.
The winner of the six-pack scramble, Michael Oku.
Michael Oku was in overdrive. A tremendous six-pack scramble, culminating with Oku's 6-star frog splash.
Well, Oku never took his eyes off the prize, Morrow, watching that intently even when he was taken out of the bout. Don, he found a way, capitalized on the anti-aircraft from Jake Chris. That planted Banks, hit the 5 and a 6-star frog splash on Banks, and Oku continues his role here in ROH.
1 star better than RVD.
Wow, and Oku representing Red.
They say she's the best. The longest reigning Ring of Honor Women's Champion in history.
They built a throne.
Not a month, not a moment.
She sat on it.
An era.
Finna. Longest running, longest anything you wanna call it. Time didn't test her, it protected her until now. See? Every reign looks permanent until it isn't. Every legend sounds untouchable until somebody touches them. You can keep the records, you can keep the numbers, you can keep the story they tell about you. I'm not here for any of that. I'm here for the moment where it all stops, where the crowd gets quiet, where the air changes, where you realize this feels different. I'm not built for your era. I'm built to break it. You've been at the top so long, you forgot what it feels like to be hunted. I don't chase, I close in. Step by step, breath by breath, mistake by mistake. And you don't make many, but you only need one.
You call her the standard, I call her the line you cross right before everything changes. This isn't about proving anything. It's about taking something. You had your time, you had your run, you had your era. Now you have me, and that's one thing you never had to deal with. On this night,
But here's the part they don't tell you. Records don't win new titles. History doesn't protect you. And dominance, it expires. Now, I'm not here to chase eras. I'm here to start my own. I didn't come this far to be comfortable. I didn't come this far to almost belong. You call her the standard. I call her the moment. The moment you find out who you really are.
Not here to survive, not here to hang, not here to learn. I'm here to take it. And when it's over, it won't feel like the end of a match.
I've heard the stories, I've seen what she's done. But there's one thing she hasn't done. She hasn't beaten me. I'm not here to survive, I'm here to rise.
Athena, the forever champion, defending her ROH women's title against MLP's Taylor Rising.
Watch me do it.
And Taylor Rising looking to rise to the occasion and seize her moment. She enters this matchup a prohibitive underdog. But we all remember the Milan Miracle, right, Don? Oh, we do.
And how about the great Cinderella's UMBC 16 over one, or Fairleigh Dickinson doing the same in 2023. Upsets happen, and our champion tonight, who entered 78-0-1 as the Ring of Honor World Champion, who won the title at Final Battle in December 2022 underlined. She comes in maybe a little bit wounded, both physically and ego-wise. It was just last night on Honor Club Morrow where Athena went 22 minutes with a woman that she brought into professional wrestling, a protege that she thought would stay in her nest, under her wing for the duration of her career as a minion in training, much like Billy Starks has. That's not the case. Maya World wanted the World Championship. 22 minutes, and Diamante and Billy Starks were the difference in Athena retaining. The ego is just a little bit more fragile. Physicality, much more fragile here tonight. The shoe may fit, the slipper may fit for Taylor Rising. We take it to the voice of Ring of Honor, Bobby Cruz, for tonight's championship introduction.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Introducing first to my right, the challenger. Wrestling out of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. She is representing MLP, Taylor Rising. Her opponent to my left is wrestling out of Dallas, Texas. She is representing ROH, and she's the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, the Fallen Goddess, Athena.
The fourth ROH Women's Champion, the most successful champion in ROH history, with over 1,200 days reigning as the champion, and as you mentioned, winning the title over 3.5 years ago.
And Morrow, it's not just the fact that she's had the title for this long. We talked about 78-0-1. She is a fighting champion, eviscerating challengers in the Proving Ground, but also offering title shots.
And you look at the longest title reigns in wrestling history, Hall of Famer Fabulous Moolah's first reign as WWE Women's Champ lasted a decade. Bruno Sammartino, champion for 2,800 days. And the crowd here firmly behind both champion and challenger. And by the way, this is their second meeting for the ROH Women's title. In fact, that last meeting took place in Dawn's hometown of Winnipeg back in March of 2023, with Athena retaining the championship.
I'm a big fan of Athena because I'm a big fan of dominant athletes. And as you described with all your little analytics and your statistics, Morrow, which are very impressive, that's what she is. She is the dominant athlete, in my opinion.
An incredible reign, and of course Taylor Rising would like to see it all end. And it almost ended there for Rising. You heard that like a shotgun blast.
Taylor Rising, tough young lady, grew up in a tough town.
Oh, Hamilton has, what a punch. But Hamilton has forged some incredible pro wrestling luminaries. Angela Mosca, the Missing Link, Billy Red Lions. How about those tag teams? The Sharp Brothers, the Tolis Brothers. But tonight, Taylor Rising would love to add to the list of longtime champions from Steeltown. Oh, beautiful flying head scissors there by the challenger.
And she could add to the Sharp Brothers legacy. Athena's taken that title all over the world, Australia and Japan. A win for Rising could make her international travel schedule much.
Harris thereby Rising really taking it to the champion.
Taylor Rising moves like an athlete.
Oh, shucka drop.
Very impressive young lady.
And Athena, as Ian mentioned, coming off that tough title defense on Honor Club. There's a tiger feint kick that lands across the face, and the champion was able to get her hands up, but still feeling the effects of that kick to the face.
And I like that she's following up here, not waiting for Athena.
Oh, wow.
You're right, Don. If she would have waited any longer. Oh, goodness.
Drives her back first into the barricade.
You got to close that gap, just like Don said. You got to go fast, or else Athena will take the match to the outside, Mauro, and get control and not relinquish it.
She has definitely turned the tables now, slowing things down. And here's that replay of the high-impact move. And Athena driving the face of Taylor Rising into that apron, the corner of the apron, which, as we all know, one of the hardest parts of the ring.
You know what's harder than that? Those forearms from Athena.
Incredible.
She hits those like no one else.
Now lighting her up with some chops.
Absolutely. Athena not afraid of the physicality. When Athena says, you got to be prepared for the zag. Cover here.
Covered lateral press and only a 1 count. Referee Aubrey Edwards officiating. Oh, and a knee right to the back. And Athena now beginning to turn up the offense, driving those knees right into the side of Rising.
Athena reminds me of a guy I grew up watching, Billy Robinson, in the sense that she'll test you by roughing you up to see if you've got the fortitude to hang in there.
Catch wrestling god. Oh man, a windup of that forearm and just systematically breaking down Taylor Rising. Lifting her up. No, Rising able to drive her way back down. Roll up small package by Rising.
Oh, and that was great balance by Rising.
Oh, shuck, a drop kick from the champion and the nippa by Athena.
That's what makes Athena so dangerous. She's double tough, but also double athletic.
Ooh, fish hook here. And this is done just to humiliate, to get the mental edge.
Well, it also hurts.
And now the body triangle employed by the champion. Athena's putting that tight grip. And yes, the fish hooks into the mouth of the challenger, Taylor Rising.
She should try to cut the air off and smother her a little bit.
Well, Rising trying to break the grip with those elbows. And the shoulders are down.
Yeah, Rising can't wait for Athena to make a mistake. She has to create one.
Yeah, Athena run her over with that clothesline and gets another near fall, 2 count for the champion.
You almost have to deploy somewhat of a judo playbook, Mauro, against Athena, where you got to use her body weight, her movement against her, because it's very difficult to land offense against the champion.
Ooh, well, the Shabbat here by Athena. Quarter face lock just twisting away on the challenger's head. Oh, the neck. Oh, the knee.
That's nasty.
And another knee.
Ooh, and
Rising unable to break the grip.
Come on, Taylor. I thought you were better.
I've never seen a cravat used to go into a high knee lift, but it's impressive.
I'm trying to cut Taylor down to size. She does Athena. Crowd trying to rally behind Taylor Rising here, the challenger.
And the challenger able to deliver a body shot, another shot to the body, but that cravat still employed by the champion. A roll up here by Rising, and only a 2 count.
But it's Rising with an opening here, more. Oh,
thought she was going for that lung blower, and now Athena has the challenger on her shoulders. Up into the electric chair.
There you go.
Looking for an electric chair suplex if she drives her back, but instead victory roll by Rising. The shoulders are down and the champion kicks out. Double stomp to the midsection by Rising.
Great move. Time to stick and move against Athena here. Able to counter that as we take a look now.
ROH Women's Championship presented by the hockey team, the Windsor Spitfires. Defend the W, and well, Athena's looking to defend the ROH Women's Championship. The most dominant reign in ROH history, and when you look back at the history of ROH, that's even more impressive. There's Rising with an impressive clothesline. Back elbow by the challenger, ducks under the clothesline, and there is the code breaker by Taylor Rising.
Opportunity here for Rising.
And looking for that tiger fake kick. And Rising now in control of the champion.
Picking up the pace. I like what Rising's doing here.
Oh, Cazadora by the champion. Oh, face buster by Rising. This is it. New champion about to be crowned.
Oh,
wow, so close.
Taylor Rising has impressed me. She's hanging in there against maybe the toughest lady I've ever seen.
And Morrow mentioned it. I mean, think about the dominant reign. Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness, the Briscoes, Jay Lethal, men that we have seen dominate and make their name synonymous with ROH. That's what Athena has done. A win for Taylor Rising would not only get her the title, it would put her in some of the most rarefied air.
Would become only the 5th ROH Women's Champion in history. And there, the kick to the knee of the champion. And now it's Rising looking for the pedigree. Oh, it's well scouted by the champion, drives the challenger to the ropes.
Wow!
Another knee lift there by Athena. Oh, and Athena just running over the challenger. Now,
here we go.
Looking for a pump handle.
Yeah, looking for that pump handle instead
got
now.
her.
Check a wing. Oh, beautifully done. Driving Rising into the canvas. Looks for the win. Only a 2 count. Samoan driver there by Athena.
Oh, and this is where Athena's got to watch herself. She can't lose her cool now. Take a look at the replay here. That pump handle into the Samoan driver. The skull of Rising driven into the canvas. Only getting 2. I got to think it was instinct or adrenaline that led to the kick out there. As we're seeing now, Morrow, maybe Athena thinking about the O-face.
Yeah, Athena was thinking about going up top, but had other plans now, just messing, toying with the challenger, Don.
She's teaching her a lesson right now. She's not happy that this match has gone this long.
And Aubrey Edwards can look on with nothing but contempt and disgust for the tactics of the champion. Unfortunately, nothing against the rules. Athena positioning herself for the O-face now, Morrow.
And Athena begins to ascend the turnbuckles, sensing that the end is near, setting her up for her patented finisher, the O-face. Instead, Rising rises up and goes to the corner mount. And now the challenger valiantly trying to fight back. And the challenger looking to make the most of this high-impact opportunity. Superplex by Taylor Rising. Can she roll over? She does. Lateral press. Hooks the leg, only a 2 count.
And that was dead center of the ring. Rising back up on her feet.
Sunset flip. Drives Athena's head right into the canvas. This could be it. Another near fall for Taylor Rising.
Taylor Rising needs to not be frustrated. She needs to follow up, continue the momentum.
And
DDT.
Planting the champion on her skull. The cover there, nothing wrong with that. A nice press, leg hook.
Reversal on the Irish whip now. Rising in the corner. Full head of steam from Athena. Walks right into the kick. This could be it.
Athena stunned. Athena stunned.
Oh, code breaker. Code breaker by Rising. It's over. It's, oh my God, so close to making history. So close to ending one of the most dominant title reigns in modern professional wrestling history.
Take a look at this. A hop, skip, and a jump, driving Athena's shoulders down. And Don, if I'm the challenger, I got to know that Athena's tank is drained from last night. I got to know that I've been wearing her down, that her own offense has been wearing down the challenger.
Perhaps this is the strategy, to your point. Taylor Rising trying to weather the storm.
Bump handle now by Taylor Rising, looking to end the reign of Athena. Athena stomps on her foot. Misses with the clothesline, German suplex with a release. Rising, showing off her strength. Discus land missed. Oh, Saito suplex by Athena.
And that's rattled the challenger, Morrow, as Athena now.
And now she might go for O-face.
Yeah. Ooh, wait a minute. Something different in mind.
What about, we got some sweet chin music coming up? Or?
I didn't know we hired the band.
She's warming up the band. Each HBK, eat your heart out. Athena looking to set up Rising for what could be the finishing touch on this title defense at Global Wars. Instead, Rising blocks the kick and catches Athena with a discus punch.
Southpaw connects. Taylor Rising, popped up.
Power bomb! Athena with the power bomb. And now what's she trying? Oh! And they're looking for the Koji clutch. Athena's looking for the Koji clutch. It could be no escape for Rising. And Rising's tapping. The reign continues. She is forever champion for a reason. She is Athena, the ROH Women's Champion.
The winner of this match by submission and still Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Athena!
A tremendous effort from Taylor Rising.
And now 0 for 2 against the ROH Women's Champion. And the question is there anyone on God's green earth that can usurp the fallen goddess, Athena, and the ROH Women's Championship? It is so amazing to have this open door policy. 7 different promotions. Come on, Athena! You've made your point! You're holding on to the gold!
That's a message for future challengers right there.
Insult to injury and ignominious end there as Athena rubbing salt into the wounds of Taylor Rising.
Uncalled for, but not unsurprising, Morrow. 1,200 days, the championship reign continues.
Sold out crowd here at St. Clair's College in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, where tonight you have seen some of the best wrestling action in the world, featuring promotions from around the planet, and it's all being brought to you tonight by ROH and Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. And speaking of MLP, I want to now throw it to the president of the promotion, Scott D'Amore, who has this landmark announcement.
From the very beginning, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's mission has been to showcase our outstanding Canadian wrestling talent by having them stand side by side with the very best in the world. In order to do that, we need a platform big enough for them to be seen. Tonight, we take a huge step into making that a reality.
For generations,
in my whole life, I have never been afraid of nothing.
Canada helped define professional wrestling.
The place is going wild. Angela Mosca has realized a dream.
From packed arenas to unforgettable moments, they were heroes, carrying this country's fighting spirit into the ring.
When you get someone like me who ain't afraid to die.
It was a tradition rooted in excellence.
We've done it all. We've bled, we've sweat, and we've paid the price.
For more than 3 decades, Canadian wrestling has been waiting to return to the national stage. This July, that moment arrives. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Mayhem.
It's time to reignite the flame of a wrestling dynasty. This is Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
No control, no escape.
Premieres nationwide on TSN. A new era begins.
The crowd on its feet, standing in awe.
New stars. New rivalries. A new standard. This isn't a comeback.
We are going back to the future with a return.
This is a reckoning
Of a Canadian institution.
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Mayhem arrives this July on TSN.
Where else are you going to see it? Only at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Incredible news for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, guys, as yes, beginning in July, MLP is going to be on TSN, Don.
It's fantastic. Home of AEW, home of MLP, TSN, baby. I love it.
Wow, and Don, let me repeat that because they didn't seem to like it coming from your mouth. Home of AEW and now home of MLP, folks. Coming your way June 12th, 13th, August 7th, and 8th. There are the details on how you can join us as MLP continues to make history.
It was 25 years ago when I was last on TSN calling Muay Thai. Looking forward to being a part of the MLP action. It's all coming your way this July. MLP Mayhem only on TSN. But speaking of mayhem, we are set for what I believe could be the match of the year. AEW's Ricochet against MLP's Rich Swan.
This match is set for one fall. Introducing first, wrestling of Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 208 pounds. He's representing AEW and the Demand out of this world, Ricochet.
He formed the Demand with GOA, who will be in the main event vying for the MLP Tag Team titles in July of 2025. He and Rich Swan have met 75 times, you guys, one-on-one. The last time Ricochet prevailed in March of last year in Las Vegas. This is, by the way, Ricochet's first singles match since losing the national title, but in a battle royal. He wasn't pinned.
And that has gotten under the skin of Ricochet. So tonight I expect to see intensity. I expect to see every trick in the book from Ricochet as the vibe has changed a bit here.
Time to party with Rich Swan.
His opponent, wrestling out of Baltimore, Maryland, weighing 176 pounds. He's representing MLP, Rich Swan.
Oh yeah, Rich Swan ready to party all night long. Got more bounce than a Daft Punk bass line, and Swan and Ricochet. All I can say is get ready. This is going to be one to remember. It's already been a memorable night. Incredible action up and down the card, Ian Riccaboni.
Incredible. I've been a part of many Global Wars events dating back to the first 2012. It was known then as Border Wars. It's evolved to include organizations from across the world. Tonight, we are seeing perhaps one of the best, and down the potential of this bout. I mean, it's tantalizing.
I will say I defy anyone to find me anywhere in the world. Two better athletes going at it right now head-to-head than what we're about to see here. I am a huge fan of Ricochet. He's my regular golf partner. We're a member of 4 different country clubs. We do a lot of business in AEW, most of it on the golf course.
Wow. Most of it in the rough, I'm sure. Speaking of rough, here Tiger Woods was involved in another car accident.
My Tiger Woods.
Your Tiger Woods.
My Tiger. I'm more of a John Daly guy myself.
Oh,
what a great.
All right, guys, here we go. Serious business. Ricochet, former AEW national champion. Rich Swan, a former TNA world champion. They are meeting in the MLP ring, and it's all brought to you by Ring of Honor, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, Global Wars.
You know, after Ricochet takes care of Rich Swan, I can't wait till we roll into my hometown of Winnipeg, Manitoba for AEW Dynamite this Wednesday, and Ricochet earns a little bonus of my MJF money I've been paid to take care of that scumbag Kenny Omega right in front of all his Mark friends in Winnipeg.
What a gruesome, incredible battle between MJF and Hangman Page, by the way, in that Texas death match for the AEW World's title. This man, as we mentioned, former national champion, former NXT North American champ, WWE Intercontinental and U.S. champion. He was the inaugural WWE Speed champion, and I think a lot of speed will be on display from both athletes here
Certainly,
tonight.
We're in the feeling out process here. Both men know each other so well, Don, that I think both men are hesitant to take the first shot and miss, honestly.
Yeah, the 76th matchup.
Rich Swan, the difference here for him is he's in the best shape of his life. He has never been this fit. He's never been this athletic and agile. Ricochet will have to adjust.
Collar and elbow tie-up. Ricochet with the advantage. No, quickly turned by Rich Swan as a jockey for dominant position. Oh, Rich Swan with some mind games already at work.
And I do have to think that Ricochet, with Jack Perry being the current national champion, he's wrestling with a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, definitely has a chip on his shoulder. As we mentioned, lost it in a battle royal.
Right.
And wasn't the man who was He just lost that title without being involved. And so you know he wants that championship back. But in the meantime, Rich Swan would love to take advantage and record a huge win here tonight. Of course, I remember Rich Swan going at it, TNA champion against AEW champion Kenny Omega a few years back. Proud to be part of that broadcast.
Main reason Kenny won that match was because I was in his corner, of course. You neglected to mention that with all your notes.
Happy to be here with Ring of Honor and AEW announcer Ian Riccaboni and and Don Callis. And Don Callis.
The name says it all.
And so, yes, a very interesting start to this matchup. As we mentioned already, we've alluded to the fact these guys know each other incredibly well. Who is going to impose their will and skill first? A little bit of a chess match here, a test of strength perhaps, as they lock up their fingers. And you can see, right into a straitjacket.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like the chess match Don Callis will be playing with Kenny Omega in his hometown of Winnipeg on AEW Dynamite. But it is Ricochet who is trying to take advantage. I like Swan.
And Swan now with the leverage. But back again, and Ricochet able to take him down using that high ring IQ.
I think Rich Swan came in here thinking this was going to be a high-flying start to the match, and Ricochet has totally thrown a wrench in the works and crossed him up.
But I think in the fans' expectations too, which Swan really thrives off the fans getting behind the moves and the movement.
And that's the mistake. Who cares what do they know? Who'd they ever beat? They've never drawn a dime in this business. Focus on your opponent. The fans.
We've had Dory Funk Jr. as a distinguished guest. We've had Johnny Saint as a distinguished guest. They're fans of Ring of Honor, of AEW, of MLP. They invalid criticism, Don.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Meanwhile, this test continues. Straight jacket now for Swan, but it was Ricochet looking to break the grip by driving himself to the mat, and now Rich Swan with the upper hand. But look at Ricochet now trying to get back up to a vertical base. Still very early going, and now, beautiful. And the Tijeras by Swan, and look at Ricochet, ends up on his feet. Leapfrog by Ricochet. Now action heating up, and Ricochet Tijeras of his own, and Swan ends up on his feet. Misses with the drop kick, so does Ricochet. And now they both miss. This is what happens when you faced each other 75 previous times.
How often does Ricochet see someone go move for move with him? Almost never.
And Ricochet able to finally execute a high-impact move.
I don't know why these rubes are booing Ricochet.
Ricochet with the advantage, of course. On Wednesday, the demand takes on Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, the international champ.
Beautiful takeover by Rich Swan, and another drop kick by Swan. He's now looking to take it to the air. Rich Swan. I thought he was looking for that, maybe a Sasuke special or a space flying tiger drop. Instead, he's going to the apron. Ricochet. Cannonball! Cannonball by Swan, and he lands on his feet.
Swan makes it look easy, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't easy.
And we take a look here, the cannonball to the outside. It feels like Ricochet's mind is somewhere else, gentlemen. It feels like his mind might be on Wednesday. The demand versus Omega, Perry and Brody King. And think about maybe where Kenny Omega's mind is at.
Yeah, Ricochet's life hasn't been very easy lately, losing that national title, and now on the receiving end of a knife-edge chop from Rich Swan, who good ring presence there, breaks the count of the referee and goes back to work on Ricochet.
Now on the outside.
Stinging knife-edge chop by Swan.
And Swan is just so poised right now, in control with 1/3 of the demand.
And the crowd, one voice chanting, let's go Ricochet, one lone voice. One is the loneliest number. And Swan now driving Ricochet's skull into the top turnbuckle.
I will say this, Ricochet's early attempts at slowing the match down took the crowd out of it, which is the huge benefit that Rich Swan takes out of these bouts.
Hear that skin slapping, those knuckles hitting the skull of Ricochet.
And uncorked a haymaker. And Rich Swan in control in this one-on-one matchup with Ricochet as part of ROH and MLP's Global Wars.
Oh, and the pie face there creates the separation. Ooh.
Oh, and a slap.
He missed him. He missed him there. Maybe caught the point of the chin a bit.
Ooh. But he's not missing with these right hands. Rich Swan now putting the boots to Ricochet.
What is this referee doing? Get your hands off the talent.
Trying to maintain law and order. Oh, and right across the middle rope. Throat first goes Swan.
Well, no law and order for Don with that cash. Oh, goodness.
Beautiful corkscrew kick there by Ricochet, and that now buys him some time.
By the way, I'm prepared to pay him 2% of my jail money.
Let's take a look here. The spinning kick almost decapitates Rich Swan. For our Canadian fans watching AEW, heads your way, including Winnipeg, Edmonton, and of course the big one in Vancouver on
my hometown, April 12th.
Yeah, on pay-per-view. Oh, goodness. It was such a packed schedule. I think that's why Rich Swan has the advantage. I think Ricochet, between losing the title, between everything that's going to happen on Dynamite. Oh, goodness.
Trying to, like, put out a cigarette.
But he's found a role right now, though, Morrow.
And this matchup between Ricochet and Rich Swan presented by Windsor Express. And both of these guys are capable of being an express in their own right. And now Ricochet methodically putting the boots to Rich Swan, as you mentioned, Ian, slowing it down, taking the crowd out of this matchup.
I think that's a huge part. Oh, how Ricochet can win this bout. Controlling the pace, controlling the energy, perhaps more important.
Nasty. Swan able to partially block that knife edge from Ricochet. And the snap, plant, just like a launder, just planted him into the mat there around ringside. An unforgiving mat.
Left a skid mark on the ground there with Rich Swan's skull.
And now Ricochet content to take a respite while the referee administers the count.
Oh, I wish we didn't see that replay because the skull and neck of Rich Swan severely impacted. You can see the sweat painting that maybe, what, a half-inch mat on the concrete floor there. Oh, look at this.
Continues to stomp away on Rich Swan. Ricochet exercising all of his demons against Swan.
Not afraid to exercise the First Amendment either with the referee.
I love Ricochet's style, you know, so athletic, but he's not afraid to rough his opponents up.
Looking for the Irish whip here.
Oh, sternum first into the corner, and there's a Northern Lariat from Ricochet. And now it's firmly in control for Ricochet.
Toying with Rich Swan at this point.
And looking to again deliver some high impact. Sternum first into the corner. Rich Swan still on his feet and then gets just high impact with that knife edge chop.
Hit him so hard he hurt his own hand. And that's what Kenny Omega can expect, by the way, this week in Winnipeg.
Making a lot of promises, Don.
And again, I mean, Rich Swan's sternum taking running European uppercut there by Ricochet.
Has Rich Swan right where he wants him. The only question in Ricochet's mind at this point is when. He believes this match to be won, or else he wouldn't be acting like this, I believe, Morrow.
And yet, have to be very careful, especially against a guy with the pedigree of Rich Swan, who has been there, done that.
I think for Ricochet,
and there it is, the great counter.
Rich Swan is a guy who he feels maybe can match him athletically, so he's changed this into a street fight, and I like it.
Oh, Ricochet again walks right into another big boot to the face from Rich Swan. Swan beginning to regroup. Launches Ricochet, both roll. And there's a hooking, leaping lariat by Swan, driving Ricochet to the canvas, back first.
And this could be the opportunity for Rich Swan to regroup, to catch his breath. We take another look. Hopping. Clothesline. Ricochet down. How much further along in the recovery process can Swan get with the jabs? Start rolling now.
The southpaw with those jabs to the face of Ricochet, and it's all Rich Swan.
Uh-oh.
Duck under, and the neck breaker by Swan.
Swan so quick, just bounced up to his feet.
Oh! Rolling Thunder! There's a splash on! Ricochet, good for a 2 count. A beautiful sequence there from Rich Swan.
Wow, what a match.
Incredible stuff here between Ricochet and Rich Swan as advertised.
Ricochet able to get to the ropes. Great ring awareness, but Swan, if he can stay on top of Ricochet, he can put an end to things here.
Oh, but Ricochet has Swan now on the apron. Ricochet snapping the neck of Rich Swan off the top rope. And Ricochet looking to seize the opportunity here. Now both on the apron. Oh! Swan blocks that attack from Ricochet. And the step up enziguri by Swan. Ricochet, knee down, back to his feet. And they are in a precarious spot here on the apron.
Front face lock here from Swan.
And Swan, oh, the block by Ricochet.
Yeah, nothing good can happen on the apron here, Morrow.
No. Both of them jockeying for position. Swan lands back in the ring on his feet, ducks under that right hand and lands a right of his own on Ricochet. Ricochet ducks underneath the clothesline. Oh! What a German suplex as he turned Swan inside out. Cabrata by Ricochet. Side press, hook the leg, and Swan able to kick out. And Rich, outstanding shooting star press. Ricochet again with the hooking of the legs, and Swan still able to push his way out of a pinning predicament.
And for the first time tonight, Ricochet looks frustrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Picking up the pace now, trying to match the speed, match the intensity of Rich Swan instead of taking it to him like a fight, as you mentioned earlier, Don.
And both of them showing the effects of being in a fight.
Ooh, and that's just disrespect there. Again,
Yeah. Oh, another knife-edge chop from Ricochet. Yeah, he's toying with Rich Swan, and you got to be careful.
Obvious here, Ricochet feels like he's got him. He's toying with him.
But as we've said on so many occasions, don't play with your food. Eat and move on.
Absolutely. See that left eye swelling up just a little bit for Rich Swan. Ooh. Ricochet may have caught him.
Whoa! Misses with that one, and this time Ricochet on the receiving end of this offensive onslaught from Swan.
Ricochet trying to cover, but it's Swan who lands that forearm, that wrist shiver.
Whoa! Walks right into the boot from Ricochet. Step up enziguri by Swan. Oh my goodness! What a move, and what a landing by Ricochet. Big knee. Oh, super kick by Swan. Oh!
Good gracious.
My goodness, Ricochet. What a sequence here. Oh, but it ends with Rich Swan and the enziguri. Fantastic stuff here. And Swan now goes all the way to the top turnbuckle. Ricochet lying on his back. Frog splash. This is going to be it. Rich Swan with the win. Oh!
Everything went right for Rich Swan. Nothing wrong with the execution, Don, all the way up top.
Rich Swan needs to follow up. Why is he waiting? Don't let Ricochet recover.
Good point. And the crowd here now rallying behind Rich Swan, who should be going for the cover. Instead, maybe trying to come up with a couple of moves, trying to stay ahead of Ricochet and put the finishing touches on what would be a huge victory for Rich Swan. And now it's like he's turning the tables in terms of the trash talking. Oh! Roundhouse kick to the chest. No love lost.
Stop talking.
Between Swan and Ricochet, another roundhouse to the chest.
Less talking, more kicking if you're Rich Swan.
As Elvis said, a little less conversation, a little more action, and Rich Swan and Ricochet now exchanging these chops. Shades of Puroresu strong style here between Ricochet and Rich Swan, and Ricochet very successful tenure in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And Ricochet, telling Rich Swan that he doesn't need the people, that he's better than Rich Swan without the people. Rich Swan
paintbrushing,
trying to get a little bit of the old Ricochet out. Ooh.
Man, they're both exchanging heavy shots. Wow. Wow. Back and forth we go.
Wow.
Auditioning for Power Slap are Rich Swan and Ricochet. And the referee now, in that moment that Ricochet was looking for, there's a ferocious forearm Northern Light suplex, float over into the full mount, picks him up, and boom!
Swivels the
Still
hips.
got him.
Inverted face lock. And just driving him down with the 1-2.5. And Ricochet thought he had it won.
The reserve on both men. We take a look at the replay. Driving Swan down so close.
And the crowd chanting, "This is awesome."
Couldn't agree more with Windsor. Oh no, Morrow. Morrow, look, Rich Swan. His back is turned. The gun is loaded.
Spirit gun is loaded. Ricochet, no, he misses.
It's Swan.
Oh, beautiful poison runner by Swan.
Oh no.
But a poison runner by Ricochet.
Call Bell Biv Endible. Oh, goodness.
What a lariat by Ricochet. Whoa. Now has him off. Oh, death belly driver and goes for the cover. No! Back press, not enough.
What's it gonna take to crown a winner here?
The vertigo wasn't enough for Ricochet. The spirit gun shot a blank.
Loaded back.
Oh, what a vicious clothesline. And that is enough. What a match. What a win for Ricochet.
And back in Winnipeg, Kenny Omega just peed in his panty-wanties watching that because he knows Ricochet is going to have his number.
Ricochet! Incredible match as advertised. Their 76th encounter, living up to the billing.
It lived up to the billing, the expectations sky high. Ricochet approaching this one a little bit different than the 75 previous encounters. Taking it to a street fight, Don, you called it. Getting Rich Swan out of his comfort zone.
Sold out crowd, loved every minute of it, Don.
Oh my God, they saw a classic.
And let's revisit some of the memorable action between Swan and Ricochet, the cannonball, the face wash.
And just signs of disrespect. It was Swan who mounted this comeback midway through the bout. Made it on even slates. Ricochet, he turned up the intensity, turned up the volume, Morrow. And I thought right there, Don, that was going to be it. That huge frog splash halfway across the ring, but it wasn't. The spirit gun delivered. Plants Swan.
Rich Swan has got nothing to be ashamed of. That was a fantastic match. He took Ricochet to the limit, but Ricochet is still Ricochet, and we're going to see it this Wednesday on Dynamite in Winnipeg.
How much money was there, Don? How much?
Think about how much you've made your whole career. It's more than that.
Oh, my goodness.
What a night it has been here at Global Wars and WrestleMania Week. MLP presents Multiverse in Sin City.
This April, the eyes of the world lock in. One city, 1 week. No walls, no limits. When worlds collide, somebody gotta fall. No safety net, no mercy at all. Step through the gate, been drawn. Only the strong live on. It's the week where the planet tune in. Different bloodlines, same ring we move in. Forbidden doors, man, we tore those hinges. Old school legends, meet killers with vengeance. Alliances shift like tectonic plates. Rivalries reborn, no time to wait. History said no, we answer watch. Now the bridge between worlds about to unlock. No scripts, no shields, no saving face. Pressure turned diamonds inside this place. You wanted fantasy, nah, it's real. When universes clash, somebody kneel. Gateway open, who stepped through first? Who fractured the future? Who blessed a curse? One night can rewrite fate. Tick, tick, hear destiny. When worlds collide, somebody gotta fall. No safety net, no mercy at all.
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling will be a part of WrestleMania week, Friday, April 17th. MLP presents Multiverse at the Pearl at the Palms in Sin City. A huge event coming up for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Speaking of huge events, ROH has a Super Card of Honor coming up.
Absolutely. I'm excited to bring the news of the next huge ROH event to everyone watching all around the globe. That's right. Super Card of Honor comes your way Friday, May 15th. One of the biggest shows of the year. Witness the action as ROH takes over the Wicomico Civic Center on Friday, May 15th. Go to ringofhonor.com and sign up for ROH Insider for more details. Tomorrow, that's when champions from all around the world collide. But huge championship news here.
Yeah, definitely another big event coming up tomorrow night here at St. Clair's College. Uprising will feature the rematch between Giselle Shaw and Deonna Purrazzo. This time, Shaw's MLP Canadian Women's Championship is on the line after she lost to Purrazzo tonight in the pure women's title match. And guys, I'm just getting word right now that in lieu of Josh Alexander's injury, the MLP Men's Canadian Championship, obviously the future now murky. I'm being told, though, that tomorrow night at Uprising, MLP will crown an interim MLP Men's Canadian Champion.
What?
And Jonathan Gresham, Psycho Mike, Stu Grayson, Rich Swan, Rohan Raja, and Steve Macklin will be vying for the
ridiculous.
interim crown.
I don't like this at all. This is Josh Alexander's belt.
I'm not usually a fan of interim titles. It could not be helped. But great news coming up. The main event to crown the inaugural MLP Tag Team Champions. Kaito Kiyomiya teams up with Bishop Dyer for the first time, taking on the multiple tag team champions, the Good Brothers. We've got Sheldon Jean and Bryce Hansen. And of course, from AEW and ROH, GOA.
What a main event, and that's coming up now.
And here comes the Nomad.
This is a four-way tag team match to crown the first MLP Canadian Tag Team Champions. Team number one, first, wrestling out of Kansas City, Missouri, weighing 285 pounds, Nomad Bishop Dyer.
The heavy striker, power brawler, former Golden Gloves champion, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, Bishop Dyer teaming up for the first time with the Mad Prince, the ace of pro wrestling Noah, Kaito Kiyomiya.
His partner, wrestling out of Saitama, Japan, weighing 216 pounds, Kaito Kiyomiya.
These two teaming up for the first time. Kiyomiya's had issues with the Good Brothers in Pro Wrestling Noah, and now all of a sudden he has a great equalizer in Bishop Dyer.
Here's the deal. He's an equalizer, but I'm looking forward to a couple of other gentlemen that are about to come out.
Team you know very well.
Well, I don't want to be a homer, but you got to bet the hand that your money's on, as the new pornographers, a great Canadian band once said, because my money is on this duo from ROH and AEW.
524 pounds. They're representing AEW and The Demand, Toa Leona, Bishop Khan, G.O.A. Hey!
The GOA trying to win their first tag team titles. They're the only team with an AEW pinfall win over former AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate. Shout out to my man MVP.
Well, the GOA
You down with MVP? Yeah, you know me.
That's right. The GOA, former 2/3 of the ROH World Six-Man Champions on multiple occasions. So they have that championship pedigree, so to speak, as we enter our main event.
Team number 3 at a combined weight of 420 pounds. They're representing MLP, Sheldon Jean, and Bryce Hanson.
Hanson and Jean have aligned with Brent Money Banks. QT Marshall was instrumental in putting them together. And these two young up-and-comers representing MLP would love to make history as the first ever MLP Tag Team Champions. Speaking of Tag Team Champions, one of the most dominant team in modern pro wrestling history about to make their way to the ring.
Good brother! Team number 4 at a combined weight of 512 pounds. They're representing MLP, Luke Gallows, the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers have been champions in Japan, WWE, and now looking to become champions of MLP. You have to believe that, considering their background, all their credentials, they gotta be the odds-on favorite in this matchup. I know Don Callis thinks.
Highly decorated. We could spend all night talking about the accomplishments, the greatest of which was being managed by me in All Elite Wrestling, let's face it.
They did indeed. They've appeared everywhere.
They certainly have, and everywhere they go, Morrow, the success follows them. They're crafty, they're deliberate, but they also know when to strike. And there you see a great, interesting tag team.
Yeah, very much. You got the, there's what it's all about.
Yeah.
First ever MLP Tag Team Champions. But you got Dyer and Kiyomiya teaming for the first time, and it's a really surprising team, and yet they could be the ones to surprise. Speaking of surprises, was surprise attack by GOA. And again, this is supposed to be traditional tag team rules, a team in each corner, but Aubrey Edwards already with her hands full.
In this match, you've got 3 legitimate heavy-hitting big men in Toa, as well as Gallows,
and
as
Dyer.
well as, that's right, Bishop Dyer. I'm anxious to see those 3 bulls go at it tonight.
Well, they're going at it right now.
Gonna get a taste of it right here.
And again, Aubrey Edwards needs to maintain some law and order because this matchup already bedlam.
And Aubrey, maybe the
and
best.
It's only pinfall submission. Again, you can't win by count out or disqualification, but this is chaos.
Right, and this is not elimination. This is for one fall
Yeah,
to a
one
finish.
fall to a finish or the submission to become first ever MLP Tag Team Champions. Sheldon Jean. Oh, there's Bryce Hanson. Oh, and there's Toa.
Yeah.
Whoa, swing and a miss.
Leona with that brute strength, a former defensive lineman at San Diego State University. Oh my goodness.
Toa still holds the Southern California bench press record of 630 pounds.
And a 750-pound squat and 750-pound deadlift. Meanwhile, Bishop Khan. Oh, suplex on the outside to Hanson. Ouch. Again, the match is anywhere but inside the ring.
Yeah, and Aubrey's just going to have to let somebody take the center of the squared circle here.
Oh, Gallows and...
I haven't heard a bell yet.
No, Gallows and Dyer, he takes care of Bishop Khan.
Gallows reminds me more a lot of a young Dick Murdoch in terms of the way he moves in the ring.
Dirty Dick Murdoch, he and Dusty Rhodes, the Texas Outlaws. What a tag team they were, and we've got tag team, well, chaos here right now.
An interesting...
Sheldon Jean taken to the skies with the bloodshot Tope Con Hero by Anderson Pescado by Kiyomiya. fireworks early, and now Kiyomiya and Carl Anderson. Anderson and Gallows have also appeared in Noah. Kiyomiya, 3-time GHC heavyweight champion, including the youngest champion ever.
Kiyomiya recognized 3 times over by Tokyo Sports, wrestler of the, look at this.
Oh man,
Whoa.
strong style.
Look at the snap on these forearms.
And Kiyomiya, who's drawn a lot of comparisons, Don, to a man in your ranks. Nice drop down there.
Leapfrog by Kiyomiya, back elbow. Drops. Carl Anderson and the Mad Prince, Kaito Kiyomiya, in control.
Almost like a hybrid of Kyle Fletcher and Kazuchika Okada in the
What are you
tag made in the developing stages. I mean, the accomplishments, 3-time GHC champion.
Here's the team of Dyer and Kiyomiya working together. Drop kick and shoulder tackle. So already showing some tag team cohesion. Whoa. Oh, big shot from Nomad Bishop Dyer. Oh, tag though made.
Yeah.
And here comes Bishop Khan.
And we discussed this more before
talk
we went
about
on the air. The strategy is a little mixed here. It's Gallows charging in. You want to stay in the ring unless you're in dire trouble, unless you're really feeling it and you believe you're in danger to be pinned or submitted. You actually have to avoid being tagged out in a lot of cases.
And this is where the Good Brothers have an advantage as a long-time tag team. Cut the ring in half, get back to the basics.
Front face lock by Gallows. Suplex by the big man. Bishop Khan in a supine position. Gallows off the ropes. Drops the elbow to the chest of Khan and does it again. And it's all Doc Gallows.
Gallows does not get the credit he deserves for his athleticism.
An incredible athlete for a man of his size. But the same can be said, as you mentioned, the other 2 big men, Toa Leona and Bishop Dyer. But the tag made in comes Machine Gun Carl Anderson. And he is the brains and the, man, he's crafty.
Yeah.
He's quick.
Nice double team here, a real strength of the Good Brothers.
Boot to the midsection, and there's the big boot from Carl Anderson. Goes for the cover, side press, hooks the inside leg, only a 2 count.
We talked about it briefly in our last bout. Of course, the demand, that huge 6-man tag. Jack Perry, Kenny Omega, and Brody King Wednesday night on Dynamite. But
main event brought to you by Leuna. Feel the power, and all of these individuals are going to be feeling the power here tonight.
I'm feeling the power of GOA tonight. That's what I'm feeling.
Well, GOA might not get to display that power, as we talked about more. That blind tag gets GOA out the ring.
Oh, European uppercut by Carl Anderson. Irish whip on Hansen. Decks him with the elbow. And Anderson now wiping out the team there. Oh, but Hansen breaking the eyes of Carl Anderson. And there's the blind tag, and Bishop Khan of the GOA is now the legal man, and Toa Leona takes out Hansen. Khan taking out Dyer and Kiyomiya. Oh, and Leona drives Gallows off the apron.
Look out.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like a wild rhinoceros just running around hurting people.
The ring shook.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. And there's Khan with the cover. Hooks the outside leg. Only a 2 count. GOA 1 count away from becoming the first ever MLP Tag Team Champions. Full mount here. Ground and pound by Khan.
Machine Gun trying to protect himself, doing the best he can. There's the hand sign indicative of the demand.
Yeah, the demand, of course, features Ricochet, who just won that incredible match over Rich Swan here at Global Wars. Ricochet and GOA, the demand. And their team now in control of this matchup as Toa Leona, the legal man, in against Machine Gun Carl Anderson.
And Canada will be seeing a lot of the demand certainly coming up the next 2 Wednesdays here in Canada for our Canadian fans, and coming your way in Winnipeg. But also, if they were to win the Canadian MLP Tag Team Championships, they're going to be heroes here.
Wow. Big thunderous slam by Leona.
What power. And that is what Kenny Omega.
Oh, the nerve hold by Leona.
Brody King and Jack Perry can expect this Wednesday in Winnipeg.
Look at this, Leona. And We had some questions about maybe Ricochet looking too far ahead. I don't think the GOA are looking beyond right now, Morrow. The focus is there, the power's there, the strength there, the game plan is there.
Yeah, absolutely. They are fully invested in what is at stake in this matchup. All four teams, jawbreaker there by Anderson to break the grip. The tag is made, sidewalk savant. Sheldon Jean is now the legal man, and he continues now unloading on Anderson.
Such a smart move to get himself and his team into the match.
Smart move here to bring Anderson to his team's corner. And Hansen and Jean now in control as Hansen. Attacking GOA while he's at it.
And Anderson, clearly the most worn down man in this match.
Yeah, he's in trouble. And Hansen and Jean now both putting the boots to Carl Anderson. Gallows desperate to make it back into the match.
Aubrey Edwards, the referee's got her hands full here.
Doing a great job, though. As
arm wringer by Hansen. Suplex on Anderson. Hansen now lateral press, cross face. Didn't hook the leg, only got a 2.
Aubrey certainly would benefit from a second official out here in these chaotic matches, as would any official.
Hansen makes the tag. Now it's the sidewalk savant. Jean back in as Hansen and Jean controlling the action in their corner. Anderson trying desperately to fight out of the corner. 2 against 1. The numbers are too much. Snapmare by Jean. And the rear chin lock now just controlling. If you control the head, you control the body.
Carl Anderson's got a history of neck issues, so this is smart. Make him carry the weight.
And you can tell how desperate things are getting. Anderson was looking toward the GOA for a tag. He doesn't even care if it's Gallows at this point. He just needs to get out. The reorientation, though.
Yeah, Anderson on his feet, momentarily dropped again by Jean. And Jean wipes out Gallows in the corner and back on the attack. And now Anderson maneuvers Jean into the GOA corner, and they're now going to tag themselves in.
Smart move to keep Anderson in there.
So now, it's Toa Leona making the tag to his partner, Bishop Khan. And Anderson is fading fast.
Been out there way too long.
And double team now, GOA. Here comes Toa Leona with the avalanche splash. And now, again, leverage and full head of steam. This time Leona drives himself into the post. Anderson back on his feet, shoots Khan into the ropes. Anderson with the beautiful cutter by Anderson, and there's a neck breaker by the machine gun.
Carl Anderson is a complete wrestler, and we're seeing it now.
Trying to find the corner here. Tag made!
And don't forget, MLP debuts on TSN in July, and we will be taping June 12th and 13th, August 7th and 8th, right here on St. Clair College. Be a part of history. MLP on TSN coming this summer. Gallows wipes out Hansen.
Near 7-foot man, 300 pounds, flying through the air, and then the power.
Jackhammer by Gallows. And Jean in to save his partner. Incredible hard-hitting action here for the crowning of the first ever MLP Tag Team Champions.
Keep your eye on Bishop Dyer.
Yep.
He looks fresh on the apron.
And Kiyomiya wipes out Bishop Khan, who made the tag. Kiyomiya now sending Khan for the ride. Beautiful drop kick by Kiyomiya, the nip up. The Mad Prince, 3-time GHC heavyweight champion. And again, Dragon Screw leg whip on Gallows. He's had his problems with the Good Brothers in Noah. And now looking to control that. Kiyomiya sent back first, but a jumping knee by Kiyomiya. And he's known for that Shining Wizard.
Loading it up here.
And there it is. Shining Wizard by Kiyomiya goes for the cover. And effortlessly, Toa Leona breaks the cover, but Dyer's seen enough. And Dyer just dropped Leona. And Dyer! End of day. Beautifully done there.
These two behemoths. It's
shotgun drop kick.
And Anderson, machine gun with the running European. Forearm delivered. Hansen, Kiyomiya. Step up, Shining Wizard. Shades of the Great Muda.
End of days there. What a headbutt by Leona.
Like getting hit with a cannonball.
Oh, boy, and that was a cannonball of a kick.
Look at the face. Look at the face.
Oh, Leona misses. Oh, and the end of days for Leona Bishop Dyer. Oh, but the leg lariat from Jean wipes out Dyer. Fireman's carry now. Oh, into the lung blower.
Is
spine buster by an Anderson, of course.
Oh. And it's Gallows.
Gallows. Oh, and that could be it. Shining Wizard by Kiyomiya on Dyer. And it is absolute chaos at St. Clair's College.
Kiyomiya, a disciple of the great Muda. The history there, able to land his signature move, which he has adopted, the blessing, straight to the skull. It has reset the match. It has got Kiyomiya and Bishop Dwyer right back in this as Toa Leona now.
And a sold-out crowd here at St. Clair's College, riveted by the action, where we are making history in this main event. And there's Toa Leona Fireman's carry. Oh, but the big uppercut from Doc Gallows, and Gallows, oh my God,
look at the
Mamma Mia! We're gonna see a Samoan drop and fall away slam. And that's exactly what we just saw. Are you kidding me?
What a beast.
Leona.
Make your moment, Toa, and make history. Find somebody.
Oh, Jean and Hansen working together now, taking out the big man. Face first into the post goes Leona. Oh, wait a minute, Bishop Khan with the Pescado wiping out Jean and Hansen. GOA now. Are we looking for the double noggin knockers?
Look out!
Oh, Leona wiping out Jean and Hansen. And GOA also on the floor. Incredible action here, taking the full measure of each and every one of these competitors. Now Dyer and Kiyomiya working together as the team, of course. Oh, reversal. Oh, no, malfunction at the junction. And it's the Good Brothers with the Magic Killer and Doc Gallows. The Good Brothers have conquered MLP, making history as the first ever MLP Tag Team Champions, adding to their incredible list of accomplishments.
And the inaugural Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Canadian Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers.
Together they were three-time IWGP Tag Team Champions, two-time WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, and tonight the Good Brothers are the first ever MLP Tag Team Champions.
They thrived in this element of chaos, Morrow. It was action bell to bell. Toa Leona, the breakout star tonight, collapsing the two MLP young standouts. But a miscommunication, Don cost Dwyer Kiyomiya the bout for the Good Brothers. Good Brothers MLP Tag Champ.
The Good Brothers have conquered MLP. We will be back tomorrow night as ROH and MLP present Uprising.